Hi, El Ray. Can you hear me? BH certified. Heidi, hello. Can you guys hear me? Hit a one if you can hear me, please. Hey, Asia, man. Good to see you. Awesome, El Ray. Oh my God. Excuse me. This is the first time I've done a StreamYards with my iPhone. I just got an email saying that StreamYards is available to run on iPhones and iPads. Hi, FV Tuna Time. Good to see you. Hi, Pat. Good to see you. I hope you guys are having a great day. I appreciate you joining me. I was just going to do a short panel. Hi, Jason Parker. Are you going to be covering protest again? I would like to. Yes, Jason. Is there one in particular that you'd like for me to cover? Thank you, Asia. I appreciate that. I can't see who's. Hi, Anon One News. Good to see you. I can't see who's a moderator in here. Um, this is all new. I'm running this from my iPhone. My first panel on my iPhone, which is crazy. Uh, I just got an email that StreamYards announced that panels StreamYards can be done. Panels can be done from the iPhone and from iPads, and of course Androids. The Android people. I think they could do panels. Hi, News Now, Victoria. Good to see you. Welcome, happy hippie. Welcome. I appreciate that, Heidi. I greatly appreciate that. I want to get back out there and film. I thought there was going to be like a festival in town this weekend, but I don't. I don't think. I think that either that they're not doing it this weekend or somebody had the wrong date. My love, I need your help and support. What's up, CNJ Salvation? Let me see if I can take these banners down. There we go. Hey, Sousa, at home? Good to see you. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I apologize. Struck by lightning, Teresa. Good to see you. Big Tim Hill, USA. Hi, Sean. Good to see you. I got a puppy out there barking. Hi, HPR News. I'm doing a panel on my phone, brother. I'm going to drop the link here. Let me figure out how to drop the link here on this phone. It's way different than doing it on a computer. Somebody said they needed support and help. Let me see if I can find that message. That's okay. Thank you, Big Tim. I appreciate your support. Hi, North Carolina Tyrant Hunter. He says, bam. Whoops. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. My love, I'm still here. What's up, CNJ Salvation? How can I help you? I'm trying to figure out here. I want to drop the link. Yeah, you guys give hugs and loves to each other. That's a great thing to do. And hit that thumbs up for me. I appreciate that. My first panel on my iPhone. Damn. Pop out YouTube chat and watch the panel stream yards because there's a 10-second delay. Sean, there's a 10-second delay. Okay, Sean, I'm on an iPhone though. Pop out YouTube chat and watch the panel on StreamYards. Hey, G Mama Pam, good to see you. Okay, I think that I was able to post the link. When I make love, I have a 10-second delay. Taz, auditors laugh like hell. Auditor. Taze, I love you, buddy. You're so funny. So I dropped the link. You guys want to join? Um, Trying to figure this out. Heidi, G Mama, FV Tuna, Sean. This is very spur of the moment, me popping up this panel, guys. Not really had anything in mind to talk about. Just going to see really if it's going to work. Are y'all? Can y'all see the? Well, I can see it, so I'm sure you guys can see the link that I dropped. Did you say when you make love have a time delay? Taze said that. No justice. Hey, buddy, I would love to help you paint. I wish I were in your area. No justice. I saw your message. He's looking for some helpers to paint. I have a lot of experience in painting. No justice. You guys are welcome. Anyone to come up and join? Let me see if I can't drop that link again. Figure that out. Grr, too bad you live. I know, no justice. I would help you, buddy. I have a lot of, quite a bit of experience in painting. My dad had rental houses and had a surveying office that was a huge uh, house, kind of like a colonial type house that was in the middle of town where I'm from. And he had the upstairs and other people downstairs rented. And anyway, certainly did a lot of scrape and paint and repainting on his office. Hi, Road Hog Kennel. Good to see you. News, New England. I hope you're feeling better. Good to see you. Bayou Bandit. Great to see you. It's a Friday, guys. Happy Friday. Welcome to the stream. I appreciate all of you showing up to say hi on my very first StreamYards here on a Friday. Now, I'm not sure if somebody's in the basement, if I can see people come up. I don't know. HPR, you do this on your phone. Sean, I think you do it on your computer. Sousa Home. Great to see you guys. Thank you, North Carolina Tyrant Hunter. I appreciate that. You guys, hold on. Let's see here. Can y'all hear me or no? Shit. Nope. No, I am back. Thank you, G Mama Pam. Uh, Roadhog, can you guys hit a one if you can hear me? I had to refresh. Settings, private chat. I want private chat. There we go. Hey, HBR News. I think I tried to put you up, HBR. Kick you out. Hold on. Invite guests. Add the stream.
Hey, Peachy.
Hey, sweetheart. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay, I guess. I had to leave work today because of a bunch of unnecessary stress, but I won't get into that. Kind of hard running a panel on your phone, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the first time I've done this, and
It's
yeah, it's not the no, yeah, it's not the easiest.
the issues. I've never done it any other way, but I do know that if you're on a computer, you probably don't have the issue of having to scroll across your whole phone screen, up and down, left and right, to try to see it all. At least that's what I have to do.
Now, if I showed my mic, can I actually turn my mic around as I'm on the phone?
Oh, I don't know.
Have you done that before?
I haven't. What I was saying is like I'm getting a bad echo. I don't know why. But like say if I'm looking at the chat, I have to scroll my phone from the top to the bottom, and then I can't even see the panel guest if I'm looking at what's in the chat. It's like a ping pong act, kind of follow the chat and the actual panel guest. I don't know if it's the same on an iPhone or not.
All right, you were to say what? Say that one more time about following the chat and what?
Like if I'm wanting to read what people are writing in the chat, I have to scroll my phone screen up to read the bottom of the chat, but then I can't
Yeah,
see any.
I gotcha. No, actually, that's it looks like that's okay with me. Although it would be nice to turn my camera. Yeah, who's not being respectful, Gma Pam? And I don't know who has Peachy, your old ex friend. Don't like no more because I talked to you. Fuck his racist ass. Peachy, your old ex friend. I don't know who. I can imagine probably a few people know justice who that might be. You don't have to say. Um, yeah, I don't have to do that HPR. one thing that I like to do, if I'm showing the farm and showing animals or whatnot, it'd be nice to be able to turn around my camera.
Is it not allowing you to flip it?
Mm,
See, I haven't had that issue. I was always able to flip my camera easily, but yeah, I'm not familiar with that being an issue on Android. I guess Apple and Android have their different issues working with StreamYard. It seems like.
yeah, you guys don't want to see my face today, trust me. No, you don't really want to see my face, but most importantly, you would probably like to see what's in front of me. I think it's yeah, HPR. You're beautiful compared to
That's a
compared to
lie.
me.
You're crazy. I'm getting a lot of roboting. I don't know if it's from my end or if it's you.
Okay.
Hey Peachy, HBR, how you doing, man?
What's up, buddy?
Not much, man. Not much. How's it
All
going
right, you
over
guys be patient with that.
Hi,
Is
Peachy. How are you today?
is is Peachy real robotic to y'all?
there? Can't read his name. What is his name? Oh, that's Roadhog, right? Hey, Roadhog.
Second.
I think the audio's bad on your end.
Yeah, it's yours, Peachy. It's yours.
I'm gonna mute and let's see if it's gonna be. Is it still at HPR?
I can't hear Peachy. I mean, I can
Yeah,
hear
you're
a lot
really.
of robot static, but I can't actually hear what she's saying anymore.
She said she was gonna mute and see something. I couldn't hear. That's all I heard. Her say mute.
So y'all,
I'm gonna.
it was
Try,
her.
try,
It was
try,
her audio, right?
Yeah,
try
it's her
coming out,
audio. Yeah.
coming back in, Peachy. It sounds like I don't know if you've got a bad connection or.
Yeah. How you doing, Roadhog?
Hey guys, I may hop back in just a few. I was just jumping up to see if Peachy could actually pull somebody up on panel. I got to take care of a few things. It's good to see you, Roadhog.
Okay.
And who is the other guy? I don't see your name.
I'm Bruce Davis.
Oh, Bruce Davis. Good to
There's a
see you, buddy.
message up. If you take that message down, the names will pop back up. Pop back up. The Roadhog message there.
Yeah.
Can
I'm
you guys, Bruce? Can you
Brian.
guys hear me?
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, that's
Brian
better.
from News and Rain.
Perfect.
Brian, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. There's no scratching now.
All right. Well, hey, welcome to the stream. How are you feeling? I see you're still in the hospital.
Yeah, I'm still here. I'll be here until tomorrow. They did a cardio version, which is a shock to your heart, to try to get your heart back into the right rhythm. So they did that today. So they keep me overnight, and there's a medicine that they put me on that they hope will keep my heart back in the correct rhythm. And so hopefully this will do the trick. If not, they'll probably have to do a pacemaker. But hey, I wanted to come on today and congratulate you on your panel and so forth. And I wanted to be your first day. I wanted to be on your panel and say hi and congratulations and hope you do well. Well, I shouldn't say hope. I know you're going to do well. But
I
I hope you
appreciate
feel.
that, News New England. It's good to see you, and I'll be looking forward to seeing a show from you when you get home.
yeah, I'm actually doing a show in about 10 minutes. I got a
Oh,
lot
okay.
in about
All
10
right.
minutes.
Well, good. Well, give your girl a big hug for me. Tell her I'm one of her biggest fans on YouTube.
Yep.
All right.
She's just got back in the gym, so she'll be probably putting
Good.
back on her channel. I don't remember if you're sub to her channel or not, but I'll be posting a link to her channel for gymnastics soon here. So
Okay. All
she'll
right.
be.
Well, I
All right, so
appreciate
I'm going
you
to jump
saying hi.
down and get ready for my show. So
All
it's
right.
good
Take
seeing
care.
you, Peachy.
Bye bye.
Congratulations.
Thank
Here,
you.
man. Hope you feel better, man. Get better
Thank
soon,
you.
man.
Good seeing you
You're
too. Take
welcome,
care.
man. God bless you, brother. Peachy, I just wanted to come say hi too. I haven't got to talk to you in a long time, and I just want to congratulate you on the Atlanta thing. You did a great job.
I appreciate
You're
that.
an amazing, strong woman, Peachy. You really are. You're an
I,
amazing woman. Uh,
I, I
Good job.
appreciate your encouragement, Bruce, and I appreciate everyone's support. I've been looking back through this footage, and it's amazing how much I did not remember. That's the great thing about video, right? It just records every second, every minute, every hour, and it was really incredible to go back and watch some of it. It brings me great anxiety to watch it at times. I can't imagine you guys being at home watching it at live and going
The
through some
ball
of. Yeah, yeah.
right on the front lines with those people putting that camera right to the cops and everybody, man. That's good, man. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I was watching it, all that you did, man. That was great, Peachy. Great job. And I just wanted to come up and say hi to you. So
Thank you, Bruce. I appreciate that.
you're welcome. And thank you for allowing me to come up for a minute and say hi.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. Tay's auditor says cardio version about 6 months later. Thank you, G Mama. I got about 25 of you guys in here. I appreciate that. All my good people in here saying hi. I appreciate that. My two big, I'm telling you, I'm looking back at this coverage, and the great part about it is I'm able to see the replay of the chat. So I'm looking at the chat and I'm looking at the video. I haven't seen all of it yet, all of my coverage yet, but it's cool, really cool to look at my video. And so many of you guys were just right there every single time with me in chat, having my back, keeping the chat going. My two beagles just kept saying she's live in Atlanta. And you guys welcome people in my chat. You took care of some people that were, probably abusing, being negative, or violating YouTube policy. And man, I'm going to sit down and just write out names. I can start thanking people, but I'm going to miss a bunch of people. But man, I was just very, very humbled. It's a very humbling experience. And I would like to continue covering things like that. If you guys have something going on, if y'all can let me know ahead of time. I know somebody left me a message saying that they wish I could cover a protest somewhere. I forget where it was. It wasn't very close to here. And then somebody mentioned about Seattle coverage. And it would really be great to be able to grow my channel and be the to go person with some of these protests or marches or whatever it may be. Hi, Sassy Assassin 31. Good to see you, Ricky G. It was an adventure. It really was. Oh my goodness. 357 Sig Beats 9mm. Hello, good to see you. I appreciate everyone being here on a Friday and coming in. It's 3 o'clock here, Eastern Standard Time in Georgia. And it's probably about 80 degrees today and cloudy. Hi, Nemesis. It's good to see you. Yeah, going back through that coverage it was just crazy. Just so, I've just really debated whether to try to throw some more footage out there with small clips. I just don't know. I don't know if people are kind of tired of seeing the protest things. A lot of you, here's the thing too. A lot of you, I've got my fan on. Y'all can probably hear it. Let me turn it off. Or turn it down. There we go. I know Slash from Canada. I always complained about his fan being on when he used to host panels. But here's the thing with putting out more footage or putting out small clips of all my footage in Atlanta. Most of you who are watching it, y'all were there for the footage. Y'all were there live. And so I don't know if it's redundant. Y'all were there live. Y'all saw it live. A lot of you did. And you guys are about the only people that are going to be rewatching it that I've seen, what little that I put out. So I don't know. If you guys are interested in me putting out some more footage, maybe just let me know. Maybe let me know in comments that you'd like to see some, some short clips, not long clips. Maybe short, maybe 2 or 3 minutes at the most. If you guys want to see some more footage, maybe leave me a comment in some of the vids I've already dropped from my Atlanta protest. So it's okay if we weren't there. Some haven't seen it. That's right, my two beagles. Some of you have not seen it. Thank you, G Mama, for posting that. Man, this is really quite exciting that I can do a panel from my iPhone, and I do have an iPad, but it's kind of bogged down right now with so many videos and pictures. But God bless everyone. Thank you so much for the support that you give me, the positive comments. I'm doing better with some of the negative comments because not everyone's going to like me, and I'm not going to like everyone, obviously. But I'm trying to do better. I know I had it out with someone in D-Band's room, and I woke up immediately, felt bad. And that's just my nature. I made a comment somewhere that, I really feel bad. And they're like, well, why do you feel bad? I yell at idiots, cuss out idiots almost every day. Well, because I'm better than that. That's why. I try to do better. Hi, Grim Reaper Music. Good to see you. I try to do better. Hi, Swammy. All my favorite people in here. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. God bless everyone. Man, my heart just says that. Just my heart just says to say God bless everyone right now. I don't know. I'm not going to cry. I get emotional when I talk about spiritual stuff. I'm not going to cry, but my heart saying to God bless everyone today. I'd show you guys some animals, but I can't. I can't turn this camera around. But that's okay. I'm not going to. Hey, Big D. Hi, Terrorist at Cam 64. Good to see you. Big D's got some great videos out there. You guys check his videos out. He does some good work with videos. Thank you, Ricky G. Hi, Navy Nuke Audits. Let's see what idea that Taze has. I'm kind of scared to read it here. I must have missed it. Here we go. Do a live on scene video when they reopen the gentlemen's clubs in Atlanta. They have a really big swingers club here in Atlanta, Taze. Not that I've ever been there, but hey, Tony the Tyrant Hunter, how did I miss you? Good to see you. It's so great to meet people and then see you guys. It just gives a whole new meaning when you meet people out. And I've met one person, Sewer Dog, and spent a few hours with him and some of his family, and that was great. Sewer Dog's wonderful. He's not too far from me. And Mike Taylor, I met Mike Taylor, and G Dub. She's wonderful. And then the picnic was just fantastic. Just to meet everyone was just great. Yeah. Yeah, good swingers. I know. I don't know that club. There is a really big club in Atlanta. I don't know how long they've been there, but he mentioned Gentlemen's Club. Yeah, there's quite a few Gentlemen's Club I think in Atlanta. Videos are great. Thank you, Souza. Thank you. Um, yeah, I don't think I should be taking a camera anywhere near those places. Yeah. Are you healing good? Grim Reaper says yes. I have been resting and trying to heal. Grim Reaper, if you're talking to me, Big D. Hey, Roadhog, subbed you back. Yeah, that's great, guys. I apologize. I can't see who. I can't see who I've modded up in here. So, but you guys are welcome to post links. If y'all don't know Sean does a live show, and Sean likes to drink beer. So if you like to drink and stream, then Sean is a perfect place to go and have a conversation with. He's a good place to go and have a conversation with anyway. But especially if you like to drink. Sean likes to throw back his drinks. I don't think Sean, you'd mind me saying that. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm a big old fat mess today, so I'm gonna keep my camera closed. So, but anyone who would like to come up on camera or come up not on camera on panel, you're welcome. And you do not have to. You can only open up your mic backstage to with me, so I can make sure it's not porn. Let me drop the link. And if you want to join me, that's fine. I'm certainly okay up here. I'm not going to go long. Hi, Bama Green Eyes. Road, you're not boring. Road's a great stream to watch him do all kinds of things, mostly to do his farm chores. He's a wonderful guy. We've got all wonderful people in here. I greatly appreciate you guys. Wilma, Dick Fit, good to see you. I tell you what, Wilma and Taryn, they were instrumental in my streams in Atlanta. They were right there. Bama Green Eyes was there. I saw Roadhog. A lot of you guys I saw on the streams. My two Beagles, she was there 24/7. 24/7. Sean, can you show me your Foxman, Sean? Can you open your camera for me? I've done panels before on a desktop, and I have been, as we say, porn. So I really need just you guys can show me your face backstage, and then turn your camera off again. My two Beagles. I was going to film this weekend, but I don't think the festival is going. The Gay Pride Parade's not going on in Atlanta. Hello, Peachy. Can you not hear me? My two Beagles. Can y'all hear? Hit struck by lightning. Teresa, hit one if you can hear me. Roboting. Roboting. Uh, And y'all, you guys hear me better now? Swammy, can you hear me better? Who? How can you still do? Type in private chat. Someone. Is someone still down in Okay, there's Sean. Okay, thank you, Sean.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Hey, what's
was
up,
in
buddy?
private chat. I'm sorry. My bad. I had to switch over to the live
No,
comments. When
no, thank you. No, I actually got your I actually got a message, a little notification came up and said I had a chat, had a message. What's going on?
well, I just want to chime in quick, and you got to make sure that people identify themselves because people will pretend to be somebody else and try to get your channel banned by showing porn or exposing themselves or being stupid. So a golden rule is you should always make sure you can identify the person before you allow them on your StreamYard.
I appreciate that. I've done some streams in the past, Sean, on a desktop, and I've been duped a few times. So I hear what you're saying. I appreciate
Friends,
the advice. Yeah,
names, and then they'll just start exposing themselves or saying the N word over and over again or whatever, right? Just
yeah,
try to be stupid and sabotage you.
yeah. I appreciate that. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Having a cold beer, as usual. I do my
Yeah, that's
panel at
cool.
7 o'clock, 7 to 10.
Okay.
It's not
Do
really a
you
panel. It's just like a social get together. Everybody just gets together and we all act
do you do
crazy.
that every night?
I try to. Yeah, I bought StreamYard.
Yeah.
I paid $25 for it, and it got rid of the watermark, and you can have up to 6 people in here, nice and comfortably,
Uh,
and it's unlimited. I love it. I love using StreamYard.
Yeah, it is a great program. Hi, Taryn. Good to see you. Oh, geez, I done lost my marbles. Good to see you guys. Taryn, I was just talking about you. I'm sure your ears were burning, maybe. I just had so many people that were there with me in Atlanta protest. Sean, I saw you in
Oh yeah, I
there.
was there.
I appreciate y'all's support greatly. I haven't seen all the footage yet. And uh, thankfully, the replay chat is working on my iPhone right now. I'm working everything that I do, guys, is off my iPhone. All my videos, all my editing that I do, everything right now is off my iPhone.
Hmm.
So and it's not the easiest at times, but I'm managing. And
I know everybody's telling you, Peachy, but you blew me away when you were at the riots and you were at the protests and stuff like that. You were right there, and it's like right on. Good for you, girl.
yeah, I appreciate that. I'd love to do more, man. I mean, it's just that protests just don't happen every week or every weekend. I I,
Mhm.
I wouldn't I wouldn't mind investing in some better equipment, and certainly a gimbal. And I need to. I'm so broke this week, or this month. I spent a lot of my money, probably $300 or $400 in Atlanta, which is fine. But I got a lot. I could not have done everything I did without donations. It just left me broke for the month, and I'm going to make it. I've got a check coming the first, but I would like to do more filming like that. Honestly, I enjoyed it. I tried to get better each and every day, every night. I try to get do something different, or be better. Do it better. And
Hmm.
so when my mom came down, and she spent about 4 nights with me in the hotel, and it was so great to spend some time with her. And now she would say, "Okay, now what?" We would talk about it, and she'd tell me what she didn't like with me filming, and she'd ask me some things I could do better. So it was nice to have her to bounce some ideas off of.
um, when you have that experience and you're down there in the thick of things and the adrenaline's running through your body and everything, and once you come down from that, you miss it really a lot, right? like you wish you could be there longer, right? But like a lot
Yeah,
more.
I was ready. Yeah, yeah, I did. I mean, I was there for 10 days, and with
Mhm.
my everything that I had been through emotionally, mentally, and physically, and then I was arrested on the fourth night. Um, but by that time, Sean, I was ready to go home. Now,
Oh,
yeah, I was. Now, the moment that that they started doing some protesting with the Rashard Brooks case
hmm.
in Atlanta. He was the dude that was shot in the back twice at Wendy's restaurant.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know if you saw that or not, but they burnt down. I think uh, she's not she hasn't been charged yet, but this lady's been arrested. I think his an ex girlfriend burnt down the Wendy's or
Oh,
started the fire or something, and I think she was arrested. But by the time that some of those protests started coming up, I was at Amicalola Falls State Park meeting a whole lot of people from the community. But it,
mhm.
it was it was funny, not funny, but I've told this story before. But my dad called and he's like, well, I know you said where you're going, but I just want to make sure you're not in Atlanta because he's just afraid for my safety.
Yeah, exactly. Your daddy's little girl, you'll always be, no matter how old you
Yeah,
are. So he's just out
yeah,
to protect you. And
yeah.
I'll tell you when you did go home, I missed you because I used to spend 2 3 hours with you. I'd drink a few beers. I wouldn't even do my podcast or anything. I'd just be watching you because I'm so interested in what's Peachy doing, what's he up to, right? It
Yeah,
was yeah. A lot of people just watched you and looked forward to
yeah.
seeing you.
I greatly, man, if it weren't for you guys in supporting me, the donations, all of you guys in chat each and every day, I wouldn't have the strength or the energy, the mental, the mental and emotional has a lot to do with it. If you're not mentally and emotionally ready to go out, physically you may be okay, possibly, but you guys gave me the encouragement, the strength to keep going back out there day after day.
Mhm.
So I just could not have done it without all of you. And yeah, and now so I'm looking for my next little event to film. I've had a couple of people leave comments about me filming in some places, and I would go. I'd hop on a plane and go and film somewhere if I had the funds to do that.
Yeah, it's very expensive to do that, right?
Yeah, it is expensive. It
Yeah,
is.
you need money.
Yeah, yeah, you do.
Yeah,
And
just
I'm
like me,
just
everybody wants me to go mobile and that, and it's like, really, I don't got money and nothing like that for all the equipment you need to sustain a mobile cast, right? It takes money for all that stuff.
yeah, it does. I really don't need a lot right now. I did all that with an external battery and my phone, and my battery held up very well because it is a fairly new phone, and my external battery held up well. And of course, I was able to charge each one of those each night. But yeah, I mean, Sean, it is expensive if you don't have a place to stay, especially. That's expensive. Like if I were to go like to Seattle and film some protests and some events there,
Hmm.
I'd probably do okay getting there, especially right now with the plane cost. But
Hmm.
it's the hotels that get expensive. Place to stay. If I had a place to stay, that would certainly
You
cut the
gotta eat.
cost.
You gotta eat. You gotta try. Lots of expenses, right?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is.
Now, if I had my car downtown, I would have I could certainly save money and stayed in my car.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, and slept in my car. I'm not. It does not. It's not beneath me to sleep in my car. I've slept in my car before. I certainly could do that in a
Well, it's nice
safe.
enough weather where you can just tuck away
Yeah,
and be
yeah.
hidden.
That's true. Yeah,
I
that's
don't know if
true.
you really want to do that in downtown Atlanta.
Trust me, I would. Yeah, I would. I put myself in a very vulnerable situation down there because I parked my motorcycle way north of there and took the MARTA train in Atlanta, and uh, you know, anyway, it's, I just
You're
kind of,
dropping my link there, buddy.
and the thing too is I was kind of stuck, not completely stuck. I could have gotten out of the city, but they shut down the MARTA train. And there were times that I wanted to go back and get my motorcycle or check on my motorcycle, but they shut down the train because of the protest. Yeah.
Yeah, they shut down everything early, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, they shut it down. They shut down MARTA completely. I don't know for how many days, but
No, really.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
people still managed to get up there. There was thousands and thousands of people there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
You know? It was
And
nuts.
what was so cool, Sean, was that I've never really been recognized out as peachy. I've been recognized with coaching, teaching kids, young adults. I've been
Mhm.
recognized out for teaching and coaching, but never as like quote peachy, right? So it was
Mhm.
really cool when I've met some people downtown that say, "Oh, you're peachy. I saw your videos, and you're the reason why I'm here."
Mm.
And that was really cool.
That's
Yeah.
cool. That is so cool. I went to one big protest in 1992 with that Rodney King guy from
Yep.
LA when he got beaten up.
Really.
There was a great big protest in Toronto, and
Yeah.
things got really ugly, and people it was just total chaos, man. And
Hi,
I'll
Brandon.
never forget that. I'll never forget that.
I tell you what, that was absolutely. I mean, that was a very historical event,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's what kept me going too. Was thinking that I'm filming an historical event here
Exactly.
downtown.
It's history.
It's history.
You know?
Yeah, yeah. That did keep me going, Sean.
Yeah, they need a voice, and they're having their voice heard right now. I don't know how far. Like, I don't know if they're actually having it heard, but we're going to see what happens with this, right?
Days you could crash in a porta potty, just not the face.
I know. I read that. I chuckled.
He's so crazy. Hey, here's Brandon's words. Hey, Brandon, it's good to see you. Brandon is such a sweetheart. He's such an inspiration. You guys, if you're not subbed to Brandon, please do so. Um,
Come
he's
on up
such a
and join
great
the
guy.
panel. No, nobody bites here. We're just shooting the breeze. Come on up and say
Yeah,
hi to Peachy. We can have 6
yeah.
people on here. Just make sure you mute the YouTube stream and just use the StreamYard voice. That way you don't get the echo.
What's up, GD? Good to see you. Tara, I love cat fights. I'm a big
I'd like to
Terry
meet all you
Springer
guys.
fan. GD, were you there at the panel then? Oh my God! I have to learn to take a deep breath
Oh, you got to refresh, man. You're roboting again.
Can you still hear me?
You're roboting, huh?
Hold on a second.
Yeah. She'll be right back. There she is.
Oh, that's better. I
Perfect.
see now how it's going to be on this mobile phone is I'm going to have to refresh every so often. It looks like. Hey, Pugface, it's good to see you. Patriot Defense. Who cares? They can pound sand. Patriot Defense says. Who else? Oh, who? Somebody else stopped in. I want to say hi to.
I'm not an auditor yet, but I'm thinking about doing it sometime in the future. But I'm a big supporter of what you guys do and your movement, and I watch a lot of you people. I watch a lot of your videos. I watch Pug's videos all the time.
Pugface Media. Good to see you.
Oh yeah, I watch him all the time, man. I'm dedicated.
Yeah. Yeah, he's great.
Mm-hmm.
All these people are good people in here. Bayou Bandit.
Yeah.
Karen Dixoff said, I watched footage of the 92 riots the other day. I was too little to remember at the time, but damn, I was. Hold on just a second, Sean. I was too little to remember. I was shocked at the Koreans battling it out on the streets with automatic weapons. I'm sorry, go ahead, Sean.
Yeah. I actually made the TV, and back then it was big because we didn't have the internet, and I made the local news. Me riding on my bike, going up and down the street, yelling and screaming like a lunatic.
This, I'm sure it's my phone. Go ahead, Sean.
No, go ahead. I'm done.
I had to refresh again, so I think I missed some of what you were saying.
Yeah, I said. I said I made the evening news. I was riding up and down my bike on Yonge Street in Toronto, and they caught me on the media. There he is. Hey, how you doing?
Oh, really? That's cool. Hey, 357. Hold on just a second, please. Sancho, can you show me your face, please? Sancho, can you show me your face, please? All right, Sancho, you're going to stay down there, I guess. I can't afford to let people up unless you show me your face. What's up, 357?
What's going on?
How are you?
Just dealing with everything, trying to make the best of it.
I know, I hear you, brother. And with the COVID, them talking about the COVID-19 coming back full force, it's very discouraging.
Yep. And yeah, I'm in the we do a lot of trade show business type stuff, so it deals with a whole lot of traveling people. So that whole industry shut down, so it really kicked us in the butt.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
I don't know how people are going to make rent, mortgage, whatnot with all of this. It really weighs heavily on me thinking about everything going on. I know, not that it doesn't weigh on anyone else. It's just freaking depressing, man. People losing their homes, losing jobs.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and it's going to be a depressing summer too. There's no concerts, like no movie theaters. Thank God they're bringing back the drive-ins, so you can at least go see.
Yeah, that's the exciting thing, Sean.
Yeah.
But hold on, let me see if Sancho's not still here. Sancho. All right. I guess. All right. I'm gonna bring them up, but I'm not so sure though.
In the StreamYard, they can show you their face, and then
I showed my face.
Oh, did you?
All right, I got you.
I showed my face.
I've been burned so much, as everyone else.
Peachy Rider.
Sancho.
Peachy Rider. How are you? This is your inaugural show. I'm honored to be on it. Hello to everybody else.
Hello. Yeah.
I appreciate it. Yeah, this is my first panel on my iPhone. I've done panels before, Sancho.
I got the email about the mobile streaming now. That's cool.
I did, and you know what? Once I got that email, I immediately did it. Popped up this panel. I was pretty.
Grab
pretty
a martini. Yeah, like grab a hammock, grab a martini, and host a panel.
That's it, man.
I might go on my porch later tonight. Yeah, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't tried it yet, though. It's easy to use.
Very easy to use once you get the hang of it.
So it has share screen and all the good stuff that a computer would have if you hosted a StreamYard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now,
really? Okay.
Now, I don't think I can on my iPhone. I don't think I can play other videos.
No.
I don't think I can share a screen. I'm not sure. Can I?
Oh, if you like it enough and you subscribe, then you can start sharing your screen. In one of the boxes, your screen will be shared.
I know, but Sean, I'm on an iPhone. I don't know if I can do that on an iPhone.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about mobile. I only
Well,
know.
I know. That's what I'm saying, ding dong.
Okay.
Ding dong,
Ding
Ding
dong.
dong, the witch is dead.
ding
Hey,
dong.
where did 357 go?
Oh, I don't know. Where he went? He just.
Hey, Peachy, did you see my video yet? You're in it.
Am I?
Hmm.
Is it from D-Band's channel?
Yep, that's now deleted. Is that
Oh,
true? Is that true that it's deleted?
is what now?
Is it gone now? Is that true that I heard that it's gone?
What D-Band's? Usually D-Band makes her videos private.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was because that individual kind of called you out on another show, and I had to highlight it and kind of highlight your fight with her to kind of expose her for another thing wrong with her. And then she told you the point that, pre-planned, riling people up things, which thank you for getting that out of her. That was gold.
About getting what out of her?
About her, like, admitting that she lies and, tries to enhance audits by, playing both sides, pretending to be a police, pretending to be fan of people, that stuff.
Hi, Wendy. Oh, Wilma, Taryn, Shiva. I'm not. I feel like I'm not saying Shiva's name right. I think there's another way to say Shiva. Shiva. How do you say Shiva's name?
Shiva.
I say she, then va.
Shiva.
But the one name I don't know how to say is Wilma. Do you know that name of Wilma?
Oh yeah, Wilma Dixit. Yeah.
Wilma.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, that's a he.
I just wanted you to say that. That's all.
Wilma. You're so silly, Sancho. I know. No, that's right. Shiva. Thank you, Shiva. Good to see you. I enjoy your shows, Shiva. I've done panels before, Shiva. Maybe before I've known you, I've done panels. I'm not sure, but I haven't done a panel in quite a while. And like Sancho said, when I got that email about StreamYards being able to do StreamYards on iPhones and iPads, I immediately wanted to test that out. So it was very cool. I know that like HPR has Android. He's been able to do panels on his Android. So maybe it's easier
You
now.
wonder why?
Maybe it's easier now on Androids.
I hope so. I have an Android Note. I have a Note 10 Plus, so I hope it's a bigger screen too. So plus I have a stylus, so I'm hopeful I can do a lot with the mobile StreamYard.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, if you're here in the Metro Atlanta or the surrounding area, and there's something that you'd like for me to film, I've been getting a few emails. One, I got to go to Seattle and film, and God, man, I'll travel. I love to travel and film. I certainly would, and
They just want you to mess with Glenn. That's all.
I just need to be a little bit more prepared than what I was in Atlanta, and I really don't need a lot of things to be prepared.
How do you
go ahead?
How do you come prepared for that? Missing a helmet. I mean, how do you prepare for what you don't know you're in store for? I mean, it was any second something could have went down.
Well, if it's a pretty violent protest, it might consider a bulletproof vest. I know there's a girl that got shot in the leg with the Rayshard Brooks protest, and that was on a Friday, and she was hanging out with a redheaded girl that I was hanging with, or she was hanging with me in Atlanta, and I thought, crap, if I were there, I'd probably be hanging out with that same lady, and that certainly could have been me. Now, a bulletproof vest is not going to, she was shot in the leg. But Sancho, I would say definitely minus the bulletproof vest, definitely gel mace that's gel, a press pass.
Why don't you find a fashionably why don't you find a helmet with a peach on it?
Yeah.
Or better yet, a peach-shaped helmet.
A peach-shaped helmet.
Look fashionable, but protect the noggin as well.
That's a good idea. That is an actual good idea.
I don't know.
Listen, she got hit in the eye. She got hit in the eye.
I
She got hit in
did.
the forehead.
I did.
She was a few inches away from losing your vision. So maybe some protective eyewear wouldn't be a bad idea.
No, that's true, Sancho.
Mm-hmm. That is true. Okay, I'm going to jump off here because
and those people throwing.
All right, Sean. I don't, Sancho. Sean, I appreciate you coming up and saying hi.
Oh, I appreciate you having me, and you know what? You're a beautiful person, a wonderful person, and a good soul. And
I appreciate that, Sean.
Respect you a lot, man.
I greatly appreciate that.
Have yourself a good day, and
you too.
Take care of yourself.
Oh, and by the way, Sean's from Canada.
You too.
All right, later.
You too. You realize when people are throwing stuff, they don't care where it hits. They don't care if it hits you in the eye, hits you in the face, hits you in the forehead. So having some kind of a, why don't we kill two? I hate this saying. I'm not going to say it. But why don't we solve two problems? One, by having a riot shield helmet with the shield mask over it. So you're protecting your noggin and you're protecting your face and you look badass walking around in a riot shield helmet.
Yeah, well, hey, and maybe I wouldn't have to wear my my black little tunnel mask that I have if I had a shield.
And nobody would be throwing at you if you try. First of all, strap that GoPro on top of your helmet. You got another filming device from another perspective, which everyone loves that. You know, everything can be attachable now with these GoPros. You can attach a GoPro to anything right now. And that's another great idea.
Yeah, well, I have a head strap and a chest strap for a GoPro. So
good.
Yeah.
Those are good.
I just didn't have them with me down in Atlanta. I had a little GoPro that was given to me. I did not have my straps in Atlanta to, if you don't have.
I was worried about you. I was worried. When it got to 858, 859, I'm shitting bullets. I'm like, oh shit, don't do it again. Don't do it again. And then you found your safe haven at the hotel. And you were like, well, I'm gonna stand here and film because I'm safe. I'm like, I hope you're safe. Because when it's after 9, everyone's an enemy who's pro curfew is the way they were treating everybody, right?
Yeah, I kept turning around, watching my back, afraid that a cop was going to come up behind me and grab me.
I hope it never happens again. But if it does happen again, you got to bring someone with you as well. Like Mike Taylor would have been great to go with you.
I tried. I mean, there's just not many. Look, I had a friend contact me that I've known for over 30 years, 35 years probably, for a long time. And I'm like, let's go do, you want to go do some filming with me? Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's do that. There's just not many people who are willing to do that. For, whatever reason. Now there's a lot of, it seems in other states, auditors, cop watchers together, maybe in one area. In this area, there's just not a whole lot of people, Sancho. There's not a whole lot of people
So there's a difference between people.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So there's a difference between people talking and actually. So there's a difference between people talking about helping you and actually going there physically, because it's a little intimidating. Hey, let's go in front of a few thousand people and shit might hit us in the head, but hey, let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, the night I was arrested, I was reviewing some of that film, and I didn't get to the very end, but I got up to the point where there were hundreds and hundreds of officers in front of me. On the other side, there were hundreds and hundreds of National Guard, and there were a few of us in between. And that was probably about 10 minutes before I got arrested. But no, there's not. People may say that they'll come out and they'll help me or have my back, but at the end of the day, There's not that many people. Now, if I started maybe advertising it, looking for people, maybe
Right.
so, Sancho, but I haven't done that yet. And you can't trust.
Now let's.
I don't really want to try, even advertising people to go with me. I'm not going to know those people, right?
Well, let's talk about the positiveness. The amount of people who had your back when you got arrested. How surprising was that? How awesome a feeling was that?
Oh, man, that was shit. That made the world a difference. I was arrested last summer for filming, for trying to film the process of getting my carry concealed weapon permit. And I was arrested. And no one knew where I was. No one. And the cops retaliated against me inside. The jailers did. I only got one phone call, and that was it. I was thrown in solitary confinement for trying to make a second phone call. All the other women got 20, 30 phone calls, unlimited phone calls. I got one. No one knew I was there. And that was the worst feeling in the whole damn world. But Sancho, when I got arrested, I tried to get out of it. Yeah, I tried to say this or that. Of course, no one wants to be arrested. But also, I knew that I already had a game plan that with my mom and 2 or 3 other people in the community if I got arrested, and that made a world of difference.
How
And
certain were you? Yeah.
go ahead.
No, go.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you said how certain? I've lost my train of thought now. Go ahead.
How certain were you? Were you 50-50 on going back out there after the arrest, or was it 100%
No, it was 100%.
all in, or were you?
No, it was 100%.
Really?
You know what? I really didn't feel like going back out there. No, I was 100%. I was 100% sure about going back out there and filming. When after the incident with the hot dog boy, that kind of got me down. Of course, I went back out the next day after the hot dog boy incident, but I certainly did not want to experience that again. That right there caused me a lot of anger and anxiety, and I was very upset about that situation and about how someone can be such a dickhead doing that to me or anyone for that matter. So Sancho, I had more reservations. I had more trepidation about going back out there after the hot dog boy.
Were you in fear of your life at all during that moment? Not for him, because obviously he was just a stupid idiot. But there was a moment when there was a mention of a knife and a group of people pointing at you, and it was uncomfortable to watch. I'll be honest. Were you at any point in fear of your life during any of that incident?
Yeah, I mean, I was, because I had no idea what he was going to do. He was already throwing stuff at me. He was already hitting me in the head with things. Yeah, I had no idea. And I tell you, it's pretty lonely to know to have all those people around me and all those cops around me and nobody helping me.
Well, there were people helping you in the end, but there were people kind of, yelling at him and, helping in the end, though. I did see a group.
Yeah, a few. There was a man that talked to him, and he didn't want to be. I was filming. I started filming it, and he didn't want to be on film, which is fine. But I'm like, thank you, because he was like, and then Hot Dog Boy had kind of went after him, and retaliation, and it's just disgusting behavior. There's no. It's frustrating too, because I don't want to go over. I don't want to go to jail over somebody like that. And I felt like if it happened again, I'm going to jail over somebody like that. I felt like if he were, if he's going to,
you didn't stand up.
I felt like
you feel like you didn't do enough.
No, I did feel like that I did what I had to do, but also at the same time, if it happened again, I was afraid I was going to go to jail over somebody like him. And you know what? Even though if I were protecting myself or if I feared for my life, then I'd have to tell it to the judge or jury, right? Even though, it's just like somebody shooting somebody else in self-defense. You may be, you may have that right, but by God, you're going to probably be arrested, you know,
Right.
and
Well, that moment where he was pointing at you and he tried to start a race riot. He tried to get everyone, and I'll be honest with you, it was very eerily similar to what Josh did to the security guard. And it bothered me because it was the same race baiting, race riot kind of situation. And it burns me that it could have went a really bad way for you. And that's very dangerous and very irresponsible and just shouldn't have happened in my opinion.
well, it's, you know, if it happened again, I had a game plan. If it happened again, if he showed up again, if it happened again, I had a game plan in place. If it happened again, next time, if it happens, somebody's gonna get a face full of jail mace. And
now, if that happened today, no riots, he would be arrested. Like you do realize that.
Yeah, he would have. I think that he
took advantage of the police.
What's that, Sancho?
They didn't want to do anything. They didn't want to do anything because they were told to stand down and let a lot of things go, so there's no riots happening. And he took advantage of a very lenient police force during that incident, which unfortunately wasn't good for you.
Well, I will protect myself, as you guys all saw. I will protect myself. I don't want to go to jail over somebody like that, even though I might have been innocent. I certainly will do what I need to do to de-escalate the situation. Hold on a second. Can y'all hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Sancho?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? Press hear Lapici. Press 2 if you hear Sancho. Press 3 if you hear the both of us. I heard a rooster, and then now you're having audio issues. So they hear both. I hear you both. So they do hear you. No, we can't hear you. We don't hear you. Try knocking yourself down to the backstage and then to the front again. That might reset your issue. Sometimes the StreamYard does that. Plus, you're on the mobile. It's going to be buggy because it's brand new. Type in private chat if you want, but knock yourself down and back up. You got to highlight yourself and go to remove from stream and then add screen once you're backstage PC. I no longer hear Peachy. Press 1 if you also no longer hear Peachy. Okay, no one else can hear you either, so it's not just me. I was worried it was just me because I was going to knock myself out. Hello, everybody. Hi, I'm Al Sancho. I am riding the boat right now, captaining the ship until she comes back, gets her audio situation fixed. Nope, nobody can hear her right now.
Hey, Sancho, are you still there?
You are. There you are. Welcome back.
I'm sorry about that. I had a phone call. That wasn't my pre-trial service person. No, I'm not on probation, guys. I was arrested last summer for filming the process of getting my CCW, and I don't have a court date yet for that, and so I had my pre-trial service person call me. But thanks for holding down the fort, Sancho.
Have you heard anything about the latest arrest in Atlanta?
I have a court date September, I think 14th.
Do you think it might get thrown out or no? Are you optimistic?
I hope it's going to be thrown out. Both my arrests from last summer should be thrown out, and I think that I hope this one. Last summer's arrest was more ridiculous than this arrest. Okay, now I was past curfew,
Right.
and they arrested me. I don't really have an excuse, being. And I know I shouldn't be talking about it, but being pressed or whatever, yeah, everyone's pressed, and I know I have press credentials, blah blah blah, whatever I said. But what I was arrested for last summer was even more ridiculous than what I was arrested for being past curfew. I'm just saying.
Well, they can't say you were disturbing the peace, but they'll probably try to say you were because you were past curfew, but there was no loud disturbance of any kind.
No, I wasn't disturbing the peace. They can't even put disorderly conduct or interference with police.
No,
They can't put anything
nothing.
like that. Yeah. They don't have, with this other thing, they could maybe use it as a bargaining thing. Well, we'll drop this if you plead this or whatever. I don't know.
Right.
I just told this lady that just called me, I said, yes, I have been arrested again, and it was being past curfew. It's for filming in Atlanta. And she didn't seem to care too much about, whatever. But every time I have to call each month, I have to call in and say, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. I haven't been arrested. I haven't been in trouble, and blah, blah, blah. So I think she called me because I think I forgot to call in this month. She was checking in on me.
I mean, my first reaction when you got arrested at the riot was, it's just going to be a loss of time. It's just going to be a loss of time for you. Like, you're just going to be sitting there rotting for a couple hours, probably being treated like shit, and then they're going to act like it never happened and let you go.
What they should have done really is given us kind of like what they did to Tammy Lin Lin when he got arrested, when he was with Patriot Defense. He was processed, I guess, or they checked his ID or whatever, and he got a ticket and they let him go and they dismissed it. I felt like they could have had something set up to bring us, which they had. They had a bus and they had tables and things set up to kind of to search us, to take our personal property. And that was another thing. They took my personal property about 30 minutes away from Atlanta. So when I got out, I spent over $60 getting a taxi or Uber to get my things and the trip back. But I think Sancho, they should have processed me and given us tickets and let us go. That's what I thought should have happened.
Because at the end of the day, you're going to pay a fine and be done with it, right? I mean, that's pretty much the way I feel.
Yeah. Well,
that's what happened to the Bucket Boy. That's what happened to the Bucket Boy. He went to New Jersey, went in with Auditing America, and, screaming, causing a disturbance, wishing the cop was shot, wishing the cop dies in 2020. And then the cop went after him, and he tried to run and got tackled and arrested and went to jail. They called him today and said that they're going to drop the charges, and it's going to be like a misdemeanor now, and there's a fine. It was a slap on the wrist he's getting. And compare that to what you did, it's crazy. It genuinely, it's just nothing but a fine now to Bucket Boy after all that, which he didn't want to take it first. And then his lawyer probably called him and said, listen, this is the best thing for you. Don't worry about it. Charges are dropped. You're good to go. And then look at what happened with you, and I just get really, pissed because you're going to probably get that end result, but it's the anxiety of like, shit, like, what are we doing here? Waiting and waiting and waiting that isn't healthy for you and isn't good for you. And I don't think it's like deserved.
You talking about waiting up until September?
Yeah, waiting to see what's going to happen, waiting to see if there's some kind of a conspiracy against you because they don't like filming, or God knows what's going through your brain right now, or what could happen, worst case, best case scenario. And it's just unnecessary. Just get it over with, fine her, and move on. Don't drag it out.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think really the more punishment is taking us to jail and having. I had two and a half square meals. Uh, I spent that long in there to have 2.5 square meals. Well, to have my own jail cell and to have sheets and a pillow and a towel, and they gave us all our own jail cells, which to be to be honest, I feel like that's a horrible waste of resources to do something like that to keep us in there that long. It's just ridiculous.
I'm hearing, they're releasing serious people that have committed terroristic acts, fires, bombings because of COVID-19. And here they are during this same time putting you in that jail, putting you in that environment. For what?
Yeah,
Why are we
well,
releasing prisoners because of COVID? And let's just waste people's time and just stuff humans into a jail cell during this same time. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Sancho, they had us. Okay, so when I was arrested, they walked me probably not probably no more than a quarter of a mile, maybe not, maybe about that distance. And they were nice enough to put the zip ties in front of me because I've got torn rotator cuffs, and it was very, very painful. And they were kind enough to do that. But so what happened is they put us on a bus, and they kept us on this bus for 2 hours, over 2 hours, to fill it up as people were getting arrested. The jail was just miles down the street, but with the COVID-19 and keeping us on that bus for that long was just ridiculous to me. And I just, they had men and women. We had two to a seat, and I thought that was extremely careless of them to do that with the COVID-19.
Just reckless.
Reckless
And bipolar.
Yeah, yeah, very
Because if
reckless.
I know if you look up Atlanta prison and you look up the amount of prisoners who've been released because of COVID, pretty much putting an ankle bracelet on them and thinking that's going to do anything from preventing them from like committing a crime again, which you and I both know it doesn't. You'd be surprised.
Well, let me say this: the jail they took me to last summer, it was 1,000 times worse. So, saying all that to say this, it wasn't too terribly bad. It was the waiting. It's the time and the waiting. It's there was a small group of women who were arrested. Matter of fact, there was a young girl who made it on the New York had a picture made it on the New York Times newspaper that night or that next day, but we kept calling ourselves highly educated thugs, and we kept telling the policemen around us, "Oh yeah, we're such criminals. We're such criminals," especially if they were treating someone bad. "Oh yeah, we're such criminals to be treated this way. We're such highly educated," because most of us in there were educated people. And I don't know about the men that are arrested, but especially I know the ladies were. And there are a couple of college students. There was one that was a public defender that was arrested with us. So there's a smorgasbord of different people, but for the most part, we were educated. And but I have to say, my treatment that I got in the jail last summer was 1,000 times worse. It was terrible, and they didn't have housing for women there, and I was sent there for retaliation against the cops last summer. I know exactly why I was sent to that place. So when I figured out where we were going this time, I was pretty damn happy about that. And I told the ladies, I said, "Yeah, look, there's nothing to complain about here. Y'all might have some complaints, but trust me, this is not so bad compared
It
to
was just it was elevated because it was during a pandemic this time,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
in
mean,
my
shit.
opinion.
Nobody wants to, it sucks. Period. To be freaking arrested. Nobody wants to be arrested. It's humiliating. It's embarrassing. It's just, it's, I can tell you this: my mom or my dad, they've never been arrested. Most of my
Me
family,
either.
no.
I never been arrested before either. 36
Yeah,
years.
yeah, exactly.
I mind my
It,
business. I mind my business. I stay out of trouble. I mind my P's and Q's. I smoke a lot of weed and I mind my P's and Q's. You know, it's, but it's difficult when you get arrested for doing nothing wrong. That's kind of a different conversation here, and that's what we're
well,
having
I
with you.
did. I did do something wrong. I did do something wrong. I was against the ordinance, the curfew ordinance.
I hate the word curfew. It's like you're 10 years old. Like,
Well,
come on.
but it is, Sancho. It is what it is. I did. I
And
was.
then you
I was
got
past,
grounded, right?
and I
And
got
then you got
grounded.
grounded.
Yeah, yeah. Now, last summer, no, fuck that. No, I did nothing wrong. Last summer, definitely not. I did. I've put those videos in private, but and you haven't seen the video, but I did nothing wrong last summer. This summer, you can argue against the curfew. You can argue against going to jail for something so silly. But I was past curfew. What can I say?
So we spoke on a prior life, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it seemed like you were kind of, like getting away from the auditing lifestyle. You were doing more trips and adventures, and like showing really cool things and fun things you do, like riding a bike and stuff. But then this whole protest came, and you kind of got back into that seat again. Am I correct or wrong with that?
No, I always like to go where the excitement is. I always I look when I was teaching school, especially in high school, I would be the teacher that would run to the fights. I'm not the teacher that runs away, trying to break up, running away from danger. I was the one jumping in, breaking up kids. These are high school kids. These are big kids. So yeah, Sancho, I decided at the last minute to go to. I love this interview on my own channel, by the way, Sancho. It's great conversation, and I appreciate the questions and the conversation, Sancho. But yeah, I decided at the last minute. I was at, and people, y'all have heard this story before. I was at the athletic club doing a swim stream, and just a lazy kickback thing. I did a little film of the athletic club, which is really nice, and jumped in the pool and did some swimming and stuff. And then so I'm getting out and I'm hanging out for a few hours, and go to the locker room and ladies room and getting ready, and I had notifications about what was going on in Atlanta. And Sancho, I just decided at the last minute, man. I made 2 phone calls. I called Joe Cool, I called Tammy and Lin, and I'm like, you guys, I'm going to go to Atlanta. I need somebody to have my back. And I'll never forget. Joe Cool's like, well, I'm at the protest too. And then Tammy Linland's like, he's always doing shows, and he's like, yeah, I'll mirror you. Just let me know. But Sancho, I decided at the very last minute to do that. Now I feel like that's much different than trying to go out and finding cops to film, right? um, that's one thing. My family, my dad, he really was worried about me doing the cop watching and didn't really like me, getting involved in that because of my safety, pretty much. Um, he's taken this, me going to the protest filming. Um, he was worried about my safety. I don't think he was too happy about it. I certainly didn't get his permission to do what I did, but yeah, Sancho. It was the last second decision, and I just decided to. I had the clothes on my back. I had whatever I took with me to the athletic club is what I had when I went downtown Atlanta, and I kept the same clothes on probably for 5 or shamefully for 5 or 6 days. Uh, so
So a lot of YouTubers have a debate on this next topic: mirroring content. one side of the fence is it's exclusive, it's mine, I'm earning it, I'm going through hell getting this content. Everyone likes, subscribe to me and me only. But on the other side was sort of like your kind of approach where you were, and correct me if I'm wrong, you were completely okay with everyone like mirroring the stream as much as possible, correct?
Oh yeah, I didn't mind that at all. Yeah, I mean, of course, my whole thing about being on YouTube and putting out videos and content is not to make money, Sancho. And I never would have dreamed that I would have taken this opportunity to go downtown Atlanta and do this. And so my watch hours went from like almost 1,000, not even 1,000 hours of watch hours, to about 13,000 watch hours.
You are not alone. The other place I was at, the top 7 channels they've had have been mirroring the protests in 2 of your videos or 3 of your videos are on that top 7, which gets that person to monetization with the watch hours, you know. So that's why I wanted to ask your question.
No, you know
Ask your
what?
question.
And that, you know what? I don't mind people making money or getting monetization by using my content. I really didn't want them to do videos post content. I mean, post broadcast. But I certainly didn't. I certainly didn't mind mirroring. Now, Sancho, the next question would be: will I let people mirror with my next filming or my next protest or event? That's the question.
I am looking for an answer. I don't know if you know anyone who can give me that answer.
What do you mean you're looking for an answer? What do you mean?
Well, I don't know if you know the Peachy Rider, but only Peachy Rider can answer that question. Will Peachy Rider be okay with everybody mirroring her next content when it comes to protests?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't decided. I have filled out the thing to monetize, and I've been very torn about that. If I want to do that to monetize or whatever you call it, monetization, is that what you call it?
Yep. Yep.
I don't know, man. There's just I just didn't get into this to make money. But then people will say, well, you're doing this, you're taking your time, blah blah. You should monetize, and so I've looked into doing that. So yeah, Sancho, I don't know, don't
I
know.
think you're defeated. I think you're defeated and feel dirty when money's brought up by the amount of frauditors are in the community. That's why you're feeling that way, correct?
I guess so. I just I don't know, and maybe that's why I get upset at people because when they lie about me or they call me, things I know I'm not, like racist and things like that. I think that's why I really get upset when I get accused of doing nefarious things
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not like other people in the community. I don't lie and I don't cheat. I don't defraud. I am who I am as I film and on my
But they
channel.
grab a shovel and they grab a, because I've had that happen to me, which you're more than aware of. They grab a shovel to make things up in order to attack you because they can't find anything wrong with you as a person or your character or what you present on the platform. So they grab a flashlight and a shovel and they dig to make things up in order to discredit and defame you.
No, that's true. Hi, Morbid Angel and other people, listeners. 69. Excuse me, Sancho. As I address the chat, um, I'm getting a little bit tired here. Hi, Joe Black, Wendy O. I need something to drink too. My two beagles. Thank you guys for joining me on this Friday. I greatly appreciate that. Yeah, certainly, Sancho. I think that when people can't find fault, then they start hitting below the belt. Like, for example, I have a motto little thing that I put up usually before or after my video that says, she needed a hero, so that's what she became. And I've had, I had a question, a comment on my video. Well, what did you do to be a hero? What do you consider yourself a hero? Well, people are, I feel like he didn't read that right. She needed a hero, so that's what she became. It's not about being a hero out in the world. It's being my own hero. It's being, okay, I need to be my own hero, i.e., being the best that I can be, being my best self. Because no one's going to be a hero for me. I need to go out and make my life happy and enjoyable, and and do good things in my life and help people. And that's me being my own hero. So I think that some people misread that, and I think it's a reach, Sancho. It's just like somebody interrupting. I'll give you another example, and some people are going to know who I'm talking about. Somebody interrupted uncontrollable stream when he was, I think, mirroring my content, and they were talking about it and everything, and this person went up on his stream and started just bashing me, disrespected his stream, what they were doing to bring a negative light to me, saying, oh, I'm a racist.
I hate to cut you off, but you turned into an alien.
What's that?
You turned into an alien. It's going in and out. I don't know if it's a Wi-Fi. If you have Wi-Fi. All right, try now. There you go. Should be right back, everybody. Please wait. Your host, Peachy Rider, will be joining us shortly. Everyone share, like, and subscribe to Peachy Rider. Hit that bell for all notifications. Welcome back, Peachy.
Ay. It's just iPhone thing.
Better.
Can you hear me?
You're better now. Better. Go ahead.
All right. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. Fuck, people are going to be mean. People are going to reach. If they can't find anything nefarious about you, any wrongdoings, any evidence that you're a bad person, people are going to reach. They're gonna, and you've had that happen, Sancho. But people are going to throw out crazy stuff, and why? I don't know. It's a
To hurt. Because when you open up a channel, some people look at that like, why you open up a channel when you could be on my channel? That individual praised two people very greatly, you and somebody else like Golden Eyes, and both of you started your own channel, which he kind of looks at as like a little disrespectful, but it's like he's not God, he's not the governor. You can do what you want. There's no contracts that says you have to be on one person's panel exclusively. I jump on any panel possible because I want to be educated and I want to have a discussion and learn about people and build relationships because I'm such a new person to this group and I'm a nobody right now. And that's why I do it. But when you start your own channel, it gets competitive because they look at it like you're taking food away from them because they want to monetize and they want to make money. So they look at anyone else building a channel with the potential to monetize as a threat.
I guess so. I don't. I'm usually not negative back unless somebody attacks me. When somebody's calling me a racist because I might have visited Emo Stream a few times is a far reach and very sad and pathetic. Hey, Derek, film
Hey,
the police.
Peachy, how
Good
are
to see you,
you?
buddy. I love that mask.
Thank you. If I can get it correctly. Come on.
We don't have COVID. You're safe with us. I promise
That's
you.
right, Sanchez.
But there's a message. I want to see the message. Like, zoom in if you can. Fuck your blue line. Fuck your blue line. Okay.
Hey, welcome everyone to the stream. I appreciate you guys showing up. Sancho, the thing is, look, we're not going to like everyone. And if you don't like me, then just click and unsubscribe. Honestly. I've explained this before. I'd rather have 300.
Pinky, you're breaking up like really bad.
All right, hold on a second.
Ouch. We're having technical difficulties. Please stand by.
We'll be right back, everybody. Peachy Riley will be with us. Shay, welcome back, Peachy Riley.
Oh my God, what's going on, Derek?
Hey, Pete. Hey, Pete.
Yeah, what's up?
Surprise or no? This is your inaugural show, so I'm going to turn my camera on for you, okay? How you doing, Peachy? Did you see it?
She's muted. You're muted, Peachy.
Perfect timing, too. Look at that. Big face reveal, and she's muted.
Yeah, I saw it. It's pretty disturbing.
It's pretty. That's why my camera's off, right, guys?
Need a hero. What's up, HPR? I like that.
Hey, I needed a hero, so I made me a sandwich.
There you go. Hey, HPR, how long have I had that little motto on my channel?
As long as I've known you, your
Exactly.
early vids, yep, for sure. And that's
Exactly.
been a long time.
I didn't just start saying she needed a hero so she became one with the Atlanta protest. I had that little motto from almost the very beginning.
I've been saying that since Enrique Iglesias.
I remember that when you had the collage video of a bunch of art and music, different things that you had put together before I even seen any of your auditing or arrest videos, I do believe.
Yep. But it's so true. We all need to be our own heroes, right?
That's right.
That's right, man. Love, and hugs conquer all.
Well, you got to look at the word role model. It's a strong word because it's hard in certain areas to find that. So you as a 13-year-old kid or an 8-year-old kid might have to become your own role model for the younger kids, for your little brother, your little sister. So that word can be utilized and portrayed in a very good way anywhere, anytime.
Well, it's very trying times, and I don't care what. It's hard times, period, man. But these are just ridiculous times. I mean, good God. I mean, out of the years I've lived, I've never.
Been hell.
Yeah, it's been hell. 2020, absolutely. But going back to that motto, I can't. I've said this before. I can't depend on someone to rescue me or to be my hero or to save me or to keep me safe. I just can't. I can't depend on family members. I can't depend on my best friend. I can't depend on a spouse. And that doesn't mean I'm distrustful or I don't I don't trust people. It's not because of that. It's because I think at the end of the day that I have to be able to take care of myself at the end of the day.
I agree with that myself.
But really, no one's gonna make you happy. No one's gonna really take care of you and give you peace and make you happy, but you.
We've all tried to go out of our way and bend over backwards to make others happy, and in the end, you realize you're not really happy doing that. And then at the end of the day, you start to realize I need to look out for me because at the end of the day, I'm the only one being buried. I'm being buried alone.
Yeah. Absolutely. We come in this world alone, unless you're a twin or a triplet or a quadruplet or whatever. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, I've been married before. It's been a long time. I've had I've had boyfriends. I've had ex-fiance. I've had Oh, I've had people. I've had the house. I've had the cars. I've had this and that, and the motorcycles, and I've had the trips. I've had things in my life. But man, that does not bring you happiness.
That's
It
right.
does not bring you peace.
That's right. I agree.
No justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace. Man, I dreamt about all those things, all the chants that you guys heard. I would go to sleep at night, and I couldn't get away from all that. I would still dream about those chants. HPR.
I thought it was funny you kept saying no peas.
No peace, no justice, no peace. Towards the end, I don't know, the seventh, eighth, ninth day, whatever. I bought the shirt. I can't breathe. They had people making signs. You could have. Man, they had so much free stuff. It blew me away of all the volunteers out there. I'm just telling you. But they had people making posters, and so I got poster made for me, and so I was really enjoying. There towards the end, it was more like a celebration, and it was just a big roller coaster full of emotions.
What percentage are we looking at? Do you think we're there? For 100%, what percentage do you think we're there for the cause, and what percentage do you think we're there for nefarious reasons?
Uh, well, you know, it depends on what night, Sancho. So at the very beginning, I would say probably about at the very beginning, like that Friday night when I stepped off the train into fire, I would say it looked like about 50% were there for nefarious reasons. That's what it looked like to me on that first night, especially. And that number may be high, maybe 30%. There's a high number that first night, Sancho. And so as each night went on, that number decreased. And I have to give big props to the police department. Whoever organized all that, I have to really give good props.
I genuinely understand the anger, but when you're destroying Waffle Houses that are owned by, minority, it doesn't, in my opinion, it just defeats the purpose. When a lot of the people that ran the businesses that have been destroyed by all this rioting are black. And it just defeats what we're trying to solve because you're ruining people's lives. And unity, that's not unity when you do that to those people, in my opinion.
No, and I was asked the question, why didn't I yell at them? I put out some footage of the Waffle House, the breaking in the windows, and I was asked a question, why didn't I at least try to yell at them to stop? Well,
Well,
And
I
did
don't
you
think
see that the sergeant who got shot and killed because he was trying to intervene in looting of a store? He was a retired sergeant. I think it was Houston or somewhere.
yeah,
And they filmed him dead. That's why you don't interject when something that crazy's going on.
exactly. I don't think it's wise to be a lone ranger, unarmed, try to admonish an angry mob that's on an agenda, and it'd be foolish to be a loner and try to call them out. You just may find your death if you try to do that. Just my opinion.
How crazy has it been over in Minnesota?
What was that? I'm sorry.
How crazy has it been? How crazy has it been over there?
It was crazy. They burnt uh the Third Street precinct, or the police department, and rightfully so. And to kind of get into what you were talking about as far as the uh, breaking windows and all that other stuff. as a person of color, and you can see who I am, we're getting tired of turning the other cheek. Martin Luther King is dead. He's been dead. And we are getting tired of really getting killed, or our people getting killed. And y'all hear things on the news that says, oh, you know, people are looting and all this other stuff and blah, blah, blah. When there was college football and everybody was flipping cars over, nobody said a word about that. Nobody. So my question to you is, why should you be concerned about a building rather than somebody's life? You can always build a building, but you can't always build another person. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
I was mentioning the destruction of businesses that was on Peachy's live stream that were owned by black people, and I don't think that creates unity. It could hurt, by destroying somebody's store. You could have just destroyed your best friend's store.
Target is not
someone
Target
a family
is
member.
not owned. Target is not owned by people of color. Okay,
That's not what I was talking about.
Walmart is not owned by a person of color.
I'm talking about a lot of the businesses that were locally owned businesses. Not Target, not Walmart, locally owned businesses. Which you can ask her, the Peachy did see locally owned businesses being destroyed on her live stream. True or false, Peachy?
Yeah, no, I did. 2, 3, 4 businesses. One being broken into and burned, set on fire, and yeah, local businesses.
There are two well-known role models in your area, T.I. being one of them, mentioned multiple times. Minority-owned local businesses are being destroyed, and it needs to stop.
Well, no offense, no offense, but you and I like you, Peachy, because you're really cool. But I'm not buying into this bullshit that, well, it's okay for one person to flip cars and throw rocks at windows after a football game, and then
Never said that.
Everybody wants to get something.
I never said that was okay. In Boston, when they won the World Series, somebody died from that. That's how disgusting it is. None of that behavior is condoned by me. I want to stress that right now.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, and hopefully you'll hear this, that no offense, Peachy, but everybody gets their panties in a bunch when somebody does one thing, but yet when we do something, or when people who are playing football, after a football game, they win a football game, they flip things over and, and all this other, throw rocks and all this other stuff, and they don't get locked up, yet it's okay for them to do that. But when we do it, then, let's get our panties all up in a bunch. Really? Really?
I think that's comparing apples and watermelons.
No, it's not. No, I disagree with you. I'm not. And then you got these so-called Uncle Tom Negroes that said, "Oh, it's okay." It's like, we go, if you go to a dentist, okay, and he put a shot in a Novocaine in your jaw, so you can't feel them pulling your teeth out, right? Okay, and so they want you to suffer peacefully. They want you to suffer peacefully, and that's what people are saying. Hey, okay, George Floyd got killed. Let's just suffer peacefully. And I'm not buying. Nobody else is buying into that anymore. We're getting killed so many times that we're tired of it, and that's why things are happening the way they are. Point blank. There's no, there's no putting, it's no beating around the bush about it. It just is what it is. And if
I,
you get offended, hey, that's not my problem. I keep it 100. Okay, I keep it real, and that's just the way it is.
I have
I
a request. I really appreciate your voice and I really appreciate your opinion. But is there a way, because your camera's off, is there a way to take the mask off so we can hear you a little bit better?
I hear you too,
Like,
Derek. I just wanted to say that that's kind of a poor analogy because the Novocaine is to eliminate the suffering. It's not suffering peacefully. There'll
Right,
be no, but I hear what you're saying, dude. I hear
right,
you.
and it's like it's like putting a band-aid on something, and it'll stop the bleeding for a little while, but once you rip that band-aid off, it's still gonna bleed if you keep messing with it. And that's what's going on. People are, you keep poking a stick at a snake, it's gonna eventually bite you.
I
Okay,
think
so
there's a difference between protesting and rioting, and I'm more going after the rioting and the destruction of property and people who live in the area getting their cars destroyed, which by people who could be family members that don't even know about it. Those are the things. I'm not saying you guys aren't angry and have a reason. I just think the destruction is my issue because it's hurting everybody, not just big pharma, Target, Walmart. It's hurting family members, friends right after a pandemic, during a pandemic, which people don't have enough money anyways because they're laid off and fired. Here they now have to get a new car because it got on fire and they have 5 kids and they're of color. Those are the kind of people that I feel for. Those are the kind of people that are suffering right now because of this destruction. That's my beef.
okay, well, that's your opinion, my man, and you that's your story, and you're sticking to it. That's fine by me. But
Did,
I
did,
know, I just know the facts. I'm sorry, Peachy. Go ahead.
no, I was listening to a song. I was picking out some songs for some of my vids, and one song had mentioned white privilege, and I decided not to use that song because it had some phrases with white privilege in there. What do you guys think about that, Sancho?
It's just
HBR first.
Do you say about
it's
white
what it
white
is.
privilege or black?
White privilege. You think there was
I'll
how much?
I
Go ahead.
think that there is definitely white privilege, and as being a white person, you may not see it because you're like, well, I'm struggling and suffering as much as the next man, and how do I have white privilege? But truth be told, you don't get profiled and harassed by police, things like that, just because of the way you look and things of that nature. And racism is a real thing. You look in the jail system, the population of African Americans versus Caucasians is very staggered. It's a lot more of the African Americans, although the general population of the community that prison is in is vastly white people. So that those type of things just show you that there's definitely racism and white privilege. And I just wanted to speak real quick, and I'll shut up about my opinion on the riots. I read a thing about rioting is the language of an oppressed, unheard people. It gets to a point that maybe you'll hear me now, but I do not condone it. And I think about MLK talking about uh, violence is not the answer, and it actually just lends more to the social issues and makes things worse in the long run. But that's my opinion on all that, and I'll hush and let somebody else talk.
Sancho?
I definitely think it's a lot of areas it exists, unfortunately, and I will never try to come close to imagining what it's like to be in the skin of this individual who's with us right now. Um, I'll never try to do that, and I'm in the opinion of treat everyone the same, love everybody the same. Doesn't matter if you're blue, black, white. I know that doesn't happen, and trying to pretend like that world is a fairy tale, which it is right now. You got to be aware of that, and you got to be aware of that. There are people who have a target on them just for the color of their skin, something they have no control, and it's disgusting, and it's wrong, and it's getting to the point where enough's enough, and what needs to be done to fix it. And I think everybody's running out of options on how to fix it because it's only getting worse, and it's only getting worse because we're becoming more aware of it because of the camera. This isn't the first time it's happened, or the second, or the third, or it's the millionth time problem, and it's fucked up, and it's wrong, and it shouldn't be happening. What can we do to stop it? That's the billion-dollar question.
Lady plant something. Lady plant. Can you show me your face, please? Is that Bama? Bama Green Eyes? No. Okay. Hey. All right. Hold on a second. Welcome. I'll bring you up.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome, Lady Plants. A lot. Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, Peachy, I'm so glad I get a chance to talk to you. I was so nervous for you when you were in Atlanta with all them people, and I was just having an anxiety attack through my phone because I was like, "Oh my God, they're shooting! Get away from there!" So
Yeah,
I'm glad you're okay, and I'm glad to get a chance to speak to you.
Peachy, thanks for letting me up. El Santos, nice to meet you. Derek, take care, and nice to meet you too, Lady Plant. Sorry I can't stay. I got some things I need to attend to.
All right, HBR. Love you, brother.
Yes, sir. It was a pleasure.
Peace and love.
Take care.
Nothing tastes
Bye-bye.
better than some roasted pig, right? And don't
That's
forget,
right.
love does conquer all in the long
Love
run.
does conquer all. That's right. We're not going to all get along, but I definitely agree with that. Love conquers all.
And I want to give a different perspective to the guy, the film police in Minneapolis. I live out here in the rural area where actually we have two classes out here as well, and like there's ranch owners, there's cows. My neighbors are cows. A pasture over here. Sonny's, if y'all are familiar with the chain, Sonny's barbecue. His cows are over here behind on two corners of my house. And out here, there's a lot of white guys like Cooter, Tater, and Levi. And the cops are afraid of them. And they are going to be the ones who wind up doing something because everybody has just about a black auntie like me. My little nephew, Levi, every Christmas, I make him his favorite, because his birthday is on the 23rd. I make him his favorite, whatever it is. And, he's been over here. He brought me plants because I plants a lot. He's brought me everything. And, it's just a different type of thing depending on where you are. I think a lot of the cops, maybe they need some different type of culturalization. It's different in a rural area than when it is in a metro area. Because I tell you, some of these white boys are crazier than what they say, Cooter Brown out here. So
what Lady Plants a lot. What do you live in Georgia?
I live in Florida.
I gotcha. Yep. There's a lot of rural area in Florida.
Yeah. University of Florida.
Rednecks. There's a lot of rednecks in Florida.
There's a lot of rednecks out here. A lot. And these jokers got AR-15s easily. They walk around the street with AR-15s. I got a damn shotgun up under my bed. It's no, for real. I mean, it's a different type of thing here, but you have to also, I understand also that I'm a female. And that's something different as well. There's a whole nother different thing that goes there. So this rabbit hole goes pretty deep. And, there's a lot of different nooks and crannies in it. And I also want to say with the looting and stealing and stuff. Now, most of y'all people have 401ks. Have y'all looked at the stock market lately? The upper class is stealing from the middle class. They're taking your stocks, your 401ks, your pensions, all that stuff. What's the difference when people are just breaking into Nike for shoes that they need, or they're breaking into Walgreens? What? Just give me a second. Did you? We all saw that lady at Target, and the man at Target. He had one pillow. How many pillows do you have on your bed? You probably have at least two. One pillow, the whole Target open. He needed something. There was a lady at CVS. She had a pack of sanitary napkins. She needed something. Like, we have different things going on here. I didn't say it was right. I'm just saying there's a need out here. There's a need.
There's a need every day, everywhere.
Okay, so I didn't say it was right. I said if we look at it compassionately and see what people are stealing. Shoes? I mean, like shoes? George Floyd, he got killed for less than $50. Eric Garner, less than $50.
But also look what he was trying to buy.
I don't know what he was trying to buy.
I think it was food.
Yeah, it's a need. It's a need.
Yeah.
I saw Peachy's live stream. These people are stealing jewelry. They're stealing TVs. They're stealing.
Let me tell you something about jewelry and TVs. I went into Best Buy, and I want all of y'all to go in your damn Best Buy. That store right now functioning looks like a ghost town because they sent all that shit back to the manufacturers. They know what's up. There's nothing in there. But you gonna steal some damn watches that halfway work that only turn on and flip through?
It wasn't a Target that she filmed. It wasn't a Target that she was filming. It was a regular store, like Peachy.
What are you talking about? I'm talking about the one in Minnesota.
No, the one in Atlanta. I was talking about the one with her live stream.
I have no idea about the Target in Atlanta.
It wasn't a Target. I never said Target. It looked like a jewelry store that they were looting from. That I saw on her stream. There was a lot of like jewelry stuff.
Well, I'm just saying that a lot of these big box stores, they know. Like when I went to Walmart, go to Walmart. You go back there in the electronics area, they have sent all that stuff back to the manufacturers or to the warehouses, so it's safe.
It doesn't mean it's okay to steal it. I mean,
I didn't say it was okay to steal, but goddamn, if martial law ensues and there's crazy stuff going on, you think I'm going to be sitting here waiting for the store to open back up when my child needs some Similac or I'm bleeding down my leg? No, you're in need. You're in need, and it's not right. It's not. But if you're in need, you're in need. The man needed some food. He got killed for the other man. Eric Garner needed some. I guess he needed some money. He's selling cigarettes. The ATF came after him. The ATF.
Do you guys have panhandlers in your area at all?
Yes.
Like the people who hold signs for cops to get money in? Okay.
Yes, I do. It's a wonderful racket for them.
That might be a better option than trying to steal, because that's not illegal.
It is in this area. We're in the University of Florida.
It's a public place. I mean, some places are trying to turn it into like a nuisance because they like litter and it's a public nuisance law and it's untaxed and all that stuff. Some places are just putting signs up saying don't donate to them, but they can't do anything to them. But I just think it's wrong to steal from a mom and pop or from a Target. It doesn't matter. Stealing is wrong, and that needs to be out there. And to justify it or try to be like, you know what, it's okay to steal it if. I don't think I go with that rhetoric, unfortunately.
I don't think it's okay to steal. I'm just saying what I'm looking at is something is going on where there is a lot of people in need. When you are in, if your kids are crying to you about they're hungry or something's going on, you as a dad, as a father, as a husband, it's your job. You're going to take it upon yourself to go see if you can meet that need. So there's a different type of motivation where they're just being assholes and being idiotic and all that stuff. I like to know, why are people being pushed to this extreme? Because everybody isn't thieves. I mean, goddamn, you can always, like in this community, you could always go to somebody next door and get something to eat if you're hungry. We got beef, Rex beef and whatnot all over the place. You're not hungry, you can find some ribs out here. But there's something else going on when you go into a Target and you come out with a pillow. What are you sleeping on at your house? How are you living? Something's wrong. Something's wrong in the society where people are so broke in.
Well, you could be stealing from somebody who needs that pillow just as bad as you, who can no longer buy it because it's not in stock.
People are broke down too. I think mentally and emotionally, I think we're just becoming more broke down each and every day. Welcome, Patriot Defense.
What's up, PT? How you doing, baby?
I'm doing well.
Hey, everybody on the panel. How's everybody doing today?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm breathing.
I hear that. Vertical and aspirating.
That's what they say is a good thing.
That's right.
That's what I say. Every day above ground is a good day. Lady
Plants a lot. Where have you been all my life? Another strong, outspoken female. I'm loving it.
Oh, I'm down here. I am down here. What's funny is my boyfriend is a police officer. So, I am. Listen, I am 2 and 3 different directions. I'm telling you, I'm 2 and 3 different directions spread apart. I'm African American. I'm this and that and everything else. But I have a very humane sense of looking at things. Like, if you're breaking into the place and you go take perfume, okay, you're on some bullshit. You're breaking into a place and you're going, well, you shouldn't be breaking in, but if the place is open and you're going to get some bread and some jelly, there's something else going on here.
Well, that's a good question. So, Patriot Defense. Let's just say that you happen to be lurking outside of a store that the windows are broken out, and you are in need of some things. And what would you go to first? What would you scoop up and steal first? Not saying that you would, but hypothetically.
Well, why don't we give them the option to choose whether to steal or not to steal? That's a little bit more fair.
Okay. Well, let's just say that
to me, and it could be because the way I was brought up and the opportunities that I had and I made for myself, that the thought of stealing is not even in my vocabulary. I would turn around and go find work somewhere, even if it's cutting somebody's lawn. I started doing that for $5 a lawn when I was 10 years old because I was hungry. My parents were poor. I went out. I was hungry, so I went to McDonald's. I got some money for cutting the grass. I go to McDonald's. I mean, that's the way I was brought up. Now, a lot of people in a lot of these areas that are more city type situations, they don't have that type of opportunity. And I feel that it falls on the government and the community to make sure that there aren't people out there that feel they have to break a window, they have to go and steal food, because there are there should be, if they're not already, programs out there that not just feed the people because they're too lazy to go out and do something, but because they actually need it. We know there's food stamps out there, and a lot of times, there's just not enough. But if you've got somebody that's on welfare and they just can't find a job for whatever reason, then find them a job in the welfare system to help pay back that food, help pay back those type of things, get them some kind of track record so they can go find a job somewhere else so they can do that. There has to be more programs out there to stop that kind of behavior. Now, if nobody's willing to take that responsibility, then it's up to us as the non-government, and it is up to us as a community to say, hey, if you need help, now I want you to go out and find a job, but if you need that help, come see me. You know, like somebody was just saying about the panhandling. Well, I don't give money to panhandlers because I know they're just, half the time it's bullshit. So what I do is I go up and I say, hey, I got about a week's worth of work. It'll pay about maybe about $500. What do you say? No, I don't think so. I'm just gonna. That to me, he doesn't deserve my money. Because if he's gonna pass away, or pass off $500 for a week's worth of work, then he's really not interested in paying his own way. He just wants the money for free. I just think that as a community, we need to take up where the government has the shortfalls. Now, yes, our tax dollars pay for that, but what's wrong with helping someone with $20 or $30 worth of groceries? I mean, it's probably only going to be a one-time thing because you'll never see them again. Now, let's just say you give them the $20 and hour later you see him at the liquor store. Well, okay, you got taken for the 20. At least you know he's going to be happy for at least a couple hours. But then you know not to help him anymore, because if that's what he's going to do, then that's on him. He said he needed food. You were going to give him the money for the food, and he didn't use it for food. But don't look back on the next guy and say, hey, the last guy I gave $20 due for food, he just went and bought drugs or booze with it. What are you going to do with it? You know, it's such a tough thing to do these days that you just have to do it and not worry about whether or not you're going to be taken from it. So to answer that question, I would not go in there and steal. I'd go find an opportunity, even if it's washing some lady's windows that can't do it. I'll even do it for a burger. You know, hey, cook me some lunch and I'll wash your windows. There's always a way around that. Now, if you got a family, you got to say, hey, look, I'd love to have the lunch, but I got a family. I need to feed them today. I'll do it for $30 or $20. Anything you need or anything you can afford will help me feed my family. So hopefully I didn't piss anybody off there, and they kind of agree with me.
Nobody should be pissed off at what you said. Nobody, because that is the truth. You know, I have to say that, you know, I'm not in a position where I need to steal anything. I'm not going to steal anything because I've been a squirreler all my life. I've always had a lot of stock. I'm a prepper, right?
Mm-hmm.
So soap, laundry detergent, dish detergent, this, that, salt, sugar, pepper, whatever. I got it. Got plenty of it. So, you know, I'm not feeling that
Hey,
way. It's just
I need your address, woman.
I'm down
It's
here at the
just,
University of
it's
Florida. I'm down here at the University of Florida. That's where I am. If
I'm just teasing.
No, that's where I am. I'm at the University of Florida. If I see somebody that needs some help, my best friend, Levi's mama, if she needs some help every now and then, you know, I'm the one she always comes to because I don't want her out there doing something, taking something that she needs. You know, I'm looking at people and what they're taking from the store, and I'm seeing a vast array of need. You know, I'm seeing need. I'm seeing a lot of need. There's a different kind of problem, and I mean, everybody don't know how to articulate. I need something. Maybe they feel some kind of way, and it really doesn't matter. But I see a lot of need, and I would beg to people to say, look what they're taking. It's something else going on, because in the same way, your pensions, the stock hurts. The upper class is taking money out of the middle class's stock. I do Bitcoin, but they're looting the stock market. There's no reason why the stock market should be going up. It's a lot of bullshit going on, and the shit's just rolling downhill.
Well,
Well,
that's a lot of a manipulation on words and
excuse
things.
me, Patriot Defense.
Yeah,
I
go ahead there.
apologize.
Yeah, go ahead.
My eye on you. Thank you. I appreciate you being here, and I love your videos. Have a great Friday. Go ahead. Hi, Desert Goat, and everyone. Welcome to the chat. Wanda, Swami, people I haven't said hi to. Blue Ivy's husband, Emerald Isle, Cockblocker. Thank you guys. I hope that I got everyone. I appreciate Jason Gaudet, Penny Lane. Some people I haven't called out that's been here for a little while. Go ahead, Patriot Defense. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
And Rain. I'm sorry,
that's all
Rain.
right.
Where's my name? Hi, Rain. Thank you for being here. Listenator 69. Thank you, guys.
There's a lot of manipulation on words and things that happen out in the world. Like, for God's sakes, the president could fart and it doesn't stink, and the next thing you know, the stock market's up 2,000 points. That has no bearing on anything. I mean, the fact that look what happened with the COVID. Okay, yeah, it went down, and then all of a sudden the president comes out and says, "Hey, we're going to do this, we're going to do that," and it starts going up again. Well, it shouldn't be based on what the president says. It should be based on facts. What's going on in the world? What's happening with everything and everybody? What does it actually cost to make this product? And what does it cost to get it to the consumer? Not what the president says or what the Chinese president's prime minister, what he says. It shouldn't make that big a difference. Now I'm in the stock market. I do very well on the stock market. But that's kind of why I'm able to do what I do. I've been able to get several women out of abusive relationships and get them set up in their apartments. And going back to some of what you guys were saying, or what Peter was saying, I'm teaching them that they don't need a man. They need to get on their feet. They need to get back to school. They need to get their own job, make their own money. And then if they want a man around, that's a bonus. You don't need a man to take care of you and your child. You do it yourself. That way, if he becomes an ass like the last ones you got, you throw him out. You don't have to worry about it. You've got your nest egg. You've got your home. You got your food. Your child has, has everything they need. And that's what I've been teaching them is that you have to take care of you first, then your child, because without you being able to take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to take care of your child. Now, have I helped them with food and stuff like that? Hell yes, I have. There's no way in hell I'm going to let these ladies and their children go without food. And because of my background, I've been able to guide them to get food stamps and stuff like that in Section 8 to get them to a safe place. Now, what was I going to say? So I really believe that these programs, and also to teach them that these programs aren't there for them to live off forever. I tell them to say, you got 5 years. You've got 5 years to get your act together, get to school, get a job, to get your own place so you can call it your own. Now, I'm not talking about a house, anything like that. I'm talking about, their own little apartment. That's not, the floor is not sinking in and no air conditioning and stuff like this, something they can be proud of.
Let me interrupt 1 second. You can buy a house on Section 8. I did it, and I was the first one in this county to do it because I knew how to read and I knew how to follow the guidance. So you can do it, and then you get your ass off of it.
You said you can buy a house from Section 8?
You can buy a house while you're on Section 8. Yes, you can.
See, I didn't know that. That's well, the one place that this lady is in, it's the floor goes in and it sinks down into the middle of the house at least 2 inches. I mean, it's a place, it's a safe place, and it's just so old. I wouldn't want her to buy this. Matter of fact, if she had have went to look at this place with me, I'd have said, no, you don't want this place. But she did it on her own, and I think that was the most important thing.
She can
Just
get a USDA loan. A USDA loan, your minimum credit score needs to be like 580, and they give you a 0 down, and then you can use your Section 8 to pay for your
Looking at it all
mortgage.
right now, that's definitely true.
damn, I did not know that.
I'm reading
I'm
it
a
right
Thank you
beast.
for
now.
Well,
that.
I am a damn
Now,
beast with these damn rules and regulations. Y'all just don't know.
Now I
now,
wonder if
Lady
that's true up
plants a
here
lot.
though.
Hold on, though. Hold on. Right. Is that now? She lives in Florida. So would that make a difference? Where you live,
You
Lady
got
plants
to
a lot?
read. You got to read the USDA, which is national, and
Yeah.
pretty much your Section 8 voucher can be used for your mortgage payment because it is they qualify it as income, but you have to have your USDA mortgage like you have to be pre-qualified already,
Sure.
and then you tell them, hey, listen, I have a Section 8 voucher, and you tell the housing department, hey, send my Section 8 money, the money to the your loan, USDA. That's the easiest way to do it, and you're not paying anything down. $2. I had $2 in my pocket that day.
Well,
And I've been in this house. It'll be 5 years in August. So it is doable. You can do it. Don't let nobody keep you in without making wealth for yourself.
yeah, there are homes and mortgages that if it's a rural area, they do 100% financing on homes if it's in a rural area. Um, I live in a neighborhood, but just 5 miles up the road, it's considered rural, and they can get 100% financing on that type of home. I didn't know that. That's great to know. I can pass that along, and we can find out if it's USD. What'd you say it was? USD what?
USDA, it's a 502.
USDA. Well, if that's a federal program, then it should be in all 50 states, I would think.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And they will fight you to tooth and nail because most of the housing authorities don't understand their own damn guidance that they're to the people. And you know,
Yes.
when I show up, shit tends to change. So anybody in this county, in Alachua County, because of me, the stuff has changed because I was the
Good for
first
you.
one.
Good for you. And it's just like how the cops, they don't know, most of the cops don't even know their own laws. Anyway, let me say hi to a few people, guys, real quick.
Yeah, go
She
ahead.
who talks to the wind, and welcome, welcome, welcome. She says, of course I can tell I own one, and those top hats mean it sits in my closet. I thought I was reading something else with Anne. Anne was saying she's from Canada, and they don't have Section 8 in Canada. But
Everything's
Swami
different.
and Sousa Home, Bayou Bandit, that one guy, Kevin, welcome. Penny Lane. Did I miss anyone? Well, thank you guys for being here on this Friday with this impromptu panel. All my favorite people here. I greatly appreciate it.
I got one other comment for Lady Plants a lot. What being you said your boyfriend's a cop, right?
He is.
Okay. What find out what he would think, and maybe some of his cop friends there.
Oh, God.
What does he think about incorporating in his job that if he comes upon a call that he sees that someone is living poorly and probably it's someone that's not like really in really bad but needs the help and caused maybe some trouble or something like that because they didn't have food or didn't have diapers, that type thing. If they could have some kind of program within the police force there that maybe reach out to the stores and stuff like this that would donate some of that stuff. So when they came upon something like that, they could whip it right out of their trunk and say, "Hey, I got some diapers here. Here's some diapers," stuff like that. What do you think they would say about that?
There's actually a special type of, I'm gonna say it's not a social worker, but he's a police officer still, and
Yeah.
he's trained differently to handle not mine, but there is a unit that's trained differently to handle patients that are mental, that are afraid. Like I have PTSD. So, there are people that you really don't want to touch, or they're going to start escalating, and because they have underlying issues. They have here in Alachua a special unit for that, and a lot of people here who are in the city, rural, they're distrustful of cops. So they would actually have to sit that on their porch some type of way, some at another time to receive that, because as Black people, when we're coming up, we're distrustful of the cops, and that stereotype is reinforced, and until you have a run-in with one that is true and honest and good, you kind of that stereotype is reinforced.
Okay, so like, let's say and the only term that I feel comfortable with referring to someone of color is say African American. I hope that's not offensive. If they came up upon someone like that needed the help, or even somebody Caucasian, and they, "No, I don't trust you, I don't want your stuff," what would be the problem? Would say they already got the address, of kind of shipping it to them as a unknown, something they just got in the mail, and the next thing they know, they got an angel instead of it coming from the police, and that type thing. And at least they got the help. You know what I'm saying? There's other ways of doing it. So you're saying that that you have some of the police there have sensitivity training, enhanced sensitivity training.
Yes, that's what they have. They certainly do, and
that's good.
they know some of the issues that they encounter in this county. And I'm going to say with the African Americans, socioeconomic, and then with some of the Caucasian socioeconomic class that's underclass. There's a lot of stuff going on, and if nobody is paying attention to it, it's real hard to police with such a strong fist. There's a ice vending machine, and this one guy, he breaks into it every time they let him out, so he could go buy meth and go back to jail. And it's like, so they know who's doing kind of what crimes and what the motivations are. So
yeah, because we're creatures of habit, right, Lady Plants-a-Lot?
Absolutely. And so the guy that owns that vending machine, he didn't put cameras, lowered the cameras, put some more cameras. So, this particular guy doesn't feel like to go break into this vending machine, but he still does it. It's the craziest thing you ever seen. And every time he does that, they know exactly where to go get him at. And he surrenders. It's not any big thing. It's the craziest crap you ever seen in your whole life.
What's that one guy on Andy Griffith? He gets drunk all the time, and he's got his own key to the cell.
Stop talking about me.
Yeah, it's something like that. So we have something like that. We have small town crime.
Is it?
Oh my God!
What's his name? Otis Patriot?
Otis, I think it is. It's like Otis.
Otis P. Coltrane.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
A lot of people are just more comfortable in jail.
Yeah, that's what he does. Every time he gets out, and you know what? He's the best goddamn plumber you ever seen. I've never seen nothing so neat and quick, done quickly, versus when he does it. And it's like, And then
Yeah,
he's
that's
like,
because
well,
he's got
I
that
gotta go
meth.
back. I gotta go back. You gotta go back. Where you going? Like he's off on a tour of duty or something. Where you going? I gotta go back to jail. I gotta go do bitch. What are you crazy?
He's very meticulous and focused because of the speed, I guess.
Just a little bit ago, I could be put a comment out there about me being a sugar daddy. He says, laughed my ass off. PD is saying that he's a sugar daddy. Believe it or not, dude, I've been accused 4 times here of having an affair with younger women because I helped them out. That is no shit. It even got to the point where it got to my boss, and my boss knows that I do this. And some of these ladies were bus drivers too, and she knows. She just brushed it off, and she also went to the school board and said, hey, if you hear this, it's not true. He helps these girls out. There's nothing weird going on, So they all know me, but it was funny because one of the guys, he's threatened to kill me, and he doesn't have a driver's license, doesn't have a car. So one day he called me up, and he's saying, "I'm gonna come get you. You took my family, blah blah blah." I said, "Well, dude, I understand it. You don't have a vehicle and you don't have a driver's license." I said, "Would you like me to send you an Uber?" I probably should have done it, but it set him off even worse. But he understood what I was saying. That look, good. Hey, just move on. But it was funny that he had said that because I've been accused of it several times. Just like I've been accused lately of having a shack in Arizona, and I'm building decks, taking part of the money, and not finishing the job and leaving.
Yes, you have been accused of a lot of shit lately because I keep hearing it.
Yeah, people love to hate on one another. I don't.
You
I
were
think.
you were speaking about that earlier too, Peachy.
Yeah, I think some people are just miserable. They're bored, miserable, depressed. I don't know. I don't know what it is with some people. I don't have the answer. I try. I certainly can be bored, miserable, and depressed, but I try
Yeah.
not to. I try not to inflict that anger on other people. Certainly, I'm certainly not the most cheerful person every day, all day. But I certainly, if I'm miserable, I'm going to try not to make you miserable with me.
I'll step out on a limb here, and I can bet that Peachy is going to agree with me 100,000% on this. I would like to see Lady Plants a lot more out here. She's
Oh,
very
absolutely.
intelligent, articulate, and we won't hold it against you.
Absolutely. We need, I always encourage um, I always encourage, I'm sorry, I'm getting tired, guys. I always encourage strong-minded, strong women, females to join in this crusade, quote crusade, or internet or YouTube world, and come up on panels or chat or whatever,
Yep.
and voice your opinion. We need strong individuals, males and females, but especially females.
Yep.
Well, you get your ass beat enough. You figure out that nobody is going to come save you unless you get your ass out of that situation of getting your ass beat.
Yeah,
And eventually, you say, "Wait a minute. You know what? I need to do something for myself." And once you land in a soft place and recover, you're not getting ready to go back there anymore. I mean, uh, hear my kids in the background, but I'm not getting ready to go back there anymore. I'm not getting ready to let regardless of what goes on in this world, I am gonna be okay.
Right on.
absolutely. There you go. That's one thing about my motto. She needed a hero, so that's what she became. And it sounds like what Lady Plants a lot's done for herself as well. At the end of the day, you're only going to be able to take care of yourself. But I like that phrase, having a soft place to land. And I think Patriot Defense, I commend you for giving those ladies a soft place to land, and and giving them a chance to help themselves. You know,
Well,
you're helping them out to give them a chance to eventually start helping themselves where they couldn't have done that without having some help.
Well, I will say this. I don't say this for the glory. I say this because I don't do exactly what people think when I say that. I guide them in these situations. I get them out. I'll physically get a couple of my buddies, and we will go get them out while they're gone, while the guys are gone, and we we meet a group of ladies at a certain place, and they take them from that point. I don't even know where they go. They go to a shelter. I have no contact with them until they're settled up and they have a cell phone where they can call, and the number is private. So I have no way of knowing where they are. Matter of fact, this one lady, I didn't see her for 6 months because I didn't know where she was. And then finally, she was able to get into Section 8, housing. And then she contacted me. She says, okay, I'm here. I'm set up. I said, great. So she said, so I need your help. So I go over there, and yeah, she needed my help. There's quite a few things that needed to be straightened up. So in the meanwhile, I'm looking for different kinds of furnitures for them and stuff like this, and found a place that it's like a Catholic charity type thing that people donate this type of stuff. So I got an outlet for people to go there, pick out what they want, and then we go get it and get them set up. So I guide them through the process, but they have to do it themselves because I don't want them to feel like every time they're in trouble, they can come to someone. I want them to have the knowledge to know what they can do if they get into that situation again. Hopefully they never do. But, it's always that possibility. But just make that clear. I don't do it for them. I guide them through it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, you blithering idiots. Welcome to the stream. I don't think I've seen you before. Thank you guys for joining me on this Friday afternoon. It's 5:40 Eastern Standard Time. I'm here in Georgia, and I appreciate you guys stopping in. Everyone's welcome on panel, except for unless you want a porn bomb, you can just leave that in your own home. But other than that, everyone's welcome, and I appreciate, especially the new ones. Now, Lady Plants a Lots, have you been on my channel before? It seems like I've seen you. Maybe I have. It seemed like I saw you on one of my streams a long time ago.
Yeah, I bounce around, and I find you'll find me over on the Preppers channel. You'll find me over on some of the radicals channels. I find that there's radical Democrats and there's radical weapons, armory, preppers, Bitcoin. You'll find me some of everywhere. I'm a avid planter. I love my garden and things like that. And then some of the mushier stuff where we're talking about how to recover from abusive relationships and things like that. And I'm kind of one of those girls that I like to get on the gas and go and do it while I'm in healing or something like that. Well, when I was. And, because there's nothing like getting out there and getting away from what has tried to hold you back. So,
Yeah.
But I want to tell Patriot Defense as a abused woman, I really, really appreciate you being a support system for some of those ladies, because some of them they really, really need just somebody to say that you're not crazy and to not go back. They need that. They need that. Somebody just fix a lock so they can sleep at night.
And that's basically what I did. Is I went in there and make sure, because let's face it, Section 8 aren't they're not Taj Mahals, but they do need repair. Even just a screen door so the child doesn't walk through it. Simple things like that is life saving to someone that feels that the world is falling around them. So yeah, and then that's what I did. I proofed it, and somebody was saying, hopefully the boyfriend, I think it was I Could Be, hopefully the ex-boyfriend didn't find him. Well, with getting these young ladies out, I think it's called a PFA order goes along with it. So if they even so much as find out or show up, anything to that effect, they're given a place to sleep for a couple of nights. So they're protected that way, and I do it the way I do it because I want them to know that nobody can find them. Not even if some guy come up and had 3 or 4 guys and they try to beat me into submission to tell me where she is. I couldn't do it even if they wanted to, because I don't know where she is. And a lot of the shelters won't even allow you to go with them. I wasn't allowed to know where she was, anything like that. And once I did find out, only because I had to go get her to take her to a new place, was I wasn't even allowed inside. I couldn't even go inside because there was other women in there that were still going through some things, and even though that she knew that I was okay, and I wasn't going to harm anybody. There's some, like you said, was it PS? I never can get that acronym right. PS.
PTSD.
Yeah,
I have PTSD.
Yeah.
Just as if I was in combat. I have PTSD.
Right. And there's still some ladies going through that, and even the sight of a guy being around, and like Peachy knows, I'm 6'4", I'm 300 pounds, so that to them would be scary, just the sight of me, because of what they've been through.
Yeah, you are kind of scary.
So
Yeah,
I
but
think,
you're like a big teddy bear. You're like 300
yeah,
pounds of raging still and sex appeal.
that's right, babe.
That's right. That's right. You
But
have
they
to get
don't.
yourself, you have to get
What's
yourself
up, Jason?
back. You have to get yourself back into the mode where you're not afraid of men.
Right.
And sometimes you're afraid of cops. You got to get yourself back into where they're all not bad. They're all not this, but you are in control of your finances, and you are in control of how you're now living. So, it's a process. And, I really do. I want to thank you for that, because it's not easy, especially when you have children, to break away from somebody. A lot of people wind up breaking away through the coroner's office, and good on you, and God bless you for being that type of support system.
Hi, Shorty.
Yeah,
Lady
yeah.
Lancelot, I had the pleasure of meeting Patriot Defense, and he drove from Pennsylvania down here to Georgia for a picnic with maybe 20 or 30 people from the 1A community, YouTube community, and I'm pretty intuitive with reading people, and Patriot Defense is one of the nicest, most genuine guys you'll ever meet, and
That's not the
and
shit
it's
I'm
such a
hearing from
blessing,
other
man.
people.
It's so comforting to know that if I need anything, I can call. And I'm not kidding about this. There's probably about 30 or 40 people I could call that I know that would help me, that I've made friends in this YouTube platform. And people say that YouTube's not real life. Well, I kind of disagree with that. We're talking about real lives. My life is certainly real. I'm certainly a real person. I show my face. I show what I'm doing. I have content. I'm not just a troll. I'm not just some mean girl that's hiding behind an icon. I'm a real person, and it's just it's a blessing to have met such nice people that I know that will, at the end of the day, will have my back, and that they've had my back. It's just a great thing.
Yeah,
Well,
we're gonna have to meet up, Peachy, sometime. If you ever come down to Gainesville, we have any BS going on down here, we're definitely gonna have to meet up. You come out here and see the ruralness.
Yeah, no, I'm familiar with that area. My mom lived in the outside of the villages there. Are you outside of the Ocala area?
I'm a little bit farther up than that. Say if you go to Jacksonville, and I'm like dead an hour south of Jacksonville.
I got you.
So
I got. You know what? I'm thinking of the other university there.
Yeah, you got Florida State. You got
no,
I'm thinking
where you at?
Florida.
Gator. You got Gators.
Where are the Gators? Tim
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Tebow.
thinking of Florida State. Yeah, not Florida University. Yeah,
Yeah, we're.
I played football in Miami when I played
Hmm.
here on a football team here in Atlanta, and this has been a long time ago. But we did some traveling and played some teams in Florida. But when my mom moved in a retirement community, she's like, "Oh my God, the rednecks!" She didn't realize how many rednecks
Yes.
are in Florida. Yeah,
They're
yeah.
here. They're here. But you, again, like you got to learn to deal with people, because you know that what you're dealing with is a production of what their parents kind of taught them. And I strive to be the sassy black lady, but I'm also educated, and I'm also tenacious, and I'm also gonna get done what I need to get done, and I'm also gonna use the rules and regulations the way that I'm supposed to. And maybe you'll just find me a horse of a different color, as far as like the Wizard of Oz. And there's a lot of old boys out here, and they run that Dixie flag and whatnot. But even still, if I ask them, can you fix my shotgun? Their man starts taking over. And they want to fix something for a nice
See,
lady. Their
Yeah.
see,
man starts taking over.
she knows
It's
how to
like,
work that.
that's right, damn it. That's right. I don't
Yeah.
have problems with cops. I tell people I don't have problems with cops because I know I am a feminine woman.
There, yeah. She knows
Well,
how to work it there.
hey, we appreciate your service, Lady Plants a lot.
Hey, you know where Old Town is, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, not too far from Gainesville. I got some property down there. I lived in Clearwater for a long, long, long time.
And I'm not that far from Old Town because I'm out here in the sticks myself. I'm out here in the sticks, about 20 minutes off of Gainesville, but still in Alachua County.
We have a poor dirt farmer who lives somewhere out in the sticks down in Florida. I'm not sure. Patriot Defense, you know where he lives?
I do, but I don't think the Old Town. There's two Old Towns actually in
Yeah.
Florida. There's one that's about an hour and 15 minutes south of Tallahassee. That's where I've got property. And then there's another one that's kind of over by Orlando Way or something place like that. But I think he's in God, where is he? I can't remember where it was. But
Is
he's
this
not.
area code 352 or 386? Because he's up here by me if it is.
Yeah, it
We
wouldn't have.
have quite a few people that are in the cop watching, auditing YouTube community who live in Florida. And,
Yeah.
and Becky
PDF
has
is
been,
near Tallahassee, says.
okay.
Yeah, I
And,
love those auditing. That's my new thing, the auditing thing. Because the only auditor I ever knew was my grandma, and when we lived in Philadelphia, like the police chief would come over and drop off his laundry, and she, my grandma was the best. Give me this little doggone laundry. How you marry a woman don't know how to wash your clothes and get your stuff ironed? My grandma would pop
Yeah.
off at the cops all the time. So, it was like I didn't.
Hey, I cut
In
grass. Why not?
Philadelphia. In
Lady plants a
Philadelphia.
lot.
This is before all the cracking stuff happened. But my grandma would. You want to stop me for what? And I never knew that was a thing, that people didn't challenge the police
Jason.
until here recently. And I said, oh, my grandma was doing this auditing a long time ago, because she humanized the cops. I know you need something done. If you lock me up, your shit's not gonna be washed. Gonna be dirty
There you
and
are.
wrinkly.
Now we
Yeah, I'm
know where
watching your
we.
videos right now, Lady Plants a lot. I'm coming over for tacos, if you don't mind.
For tacos.
You got a taco making video.
Oh, I do, don't I? Yeah, I make a
That
lot of
shit
stuff.
looks good.
Yeah, I make a lot of stuff.
Well, how's the boyfriend feel about that? The auditing.
I bother him personally, and he just laughs at me because I tell him, I was like, "Hey, I pay your taxes." Why you pay my taxes? You mean you pay your salary? I was like, well, I'm dumb anyway, so I'm saying the wrong shit and all that stuff. But I don't really get bothered. I really don't. I don't get bothered.
That's good.
Jason, I cannot hear you, and this is quite a dilemma for me.
Because I'm muted.
I cannot hear you at all.
That's because he was muted.
And I don't talk much.
Can you hear him, Patriot?
I can. You can't hear him?
I hear him.
No, I can't.
Well, you're probably lucky.
Oh, wrong. Y'all are so wrong.
It's a good thing Jason doesn't talk so much.
Are they still right? Are they still protesting up in Atlanta? What's the 20 on that?
No, they let's see. So it died down some up until Rayshard Brooks was killed there at the Wendy's in Atlanta, and then the Patriot. That was when we got together that weekend, all of us. What, a couple weeks ago now. But it's died down, Lady Plants, a lot right now. I thought I was going to be filming this weekend, but I thought the gay pride parade was this weekend, but I think it's the wrong weekend.
Did you guys see that video that Jeff just put out there, where I don't know where it was, but the cops were shooting pepper spray into this guy's car, and he's standing on the outside of the car saying, stop shooting, there's a pregnant woman in here, and they just kept lighting this car up with pepper balls.
Yeah, I did see that.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
I'm hoping that the pepper stuff doesn't affect her or the baby. And it's like, guys, come on, man.
They don't care. Like when your adrenaline is going, you can't hear auditory exclusion. You can't hear when your adrenaline is going, and
see,
you
that's
can't.
That's why I think that there needs to be an extensive, and I'm talking extensive, study on the effects of adrenaline on not just the police departments, but any kind of, like, the fire department, anything like that, to find out what this adrenaline really can do to a person's mental state. If it's going to affect, how is it going to affect someone that's put in that position, such as the cops? Because I think that's probably is the most strenuous and scary and stressful and whatever other words you want to use for it. And that's where the adrenaline is probably going to be dumped into someone's body the most. So I think that is where I would start if I was going to study the effect of adrenaline on people in their situations. I really think they need to do that, because they could find out if one guy is more apt to shoot and kill somebody and be overzealous than the next guy. And if this guy is there something that he can take it that he could take that would not shut it down, but just give it a little bit of a mellow, kind of tone it down a little bit, so he's less likely to be in that situation. I don't know. It's a thought.
No, it's a lot of underlying stuff. They're coming from, they hire them right from Iraq and Iraqi freedom and all that other stuff, and they haven't been rehumanized from that. And now they're with terrible wives and divorces and all this other stuff, that they're payments and money issues and all this other stuff that they're trying to deal with. And now we got somebody out here that is just kind of being a dick in their mind. They're being a dick, and their adrenaline starts going. I mean,
well, see, that's all the things that should be accounted in that study. What's their background? Where did they come from? Do they have, I never can say it, PTSD.
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 PTSD. I hate acronyms. I hate them. But all that in account, should be taken in and put with the data and said, hey, this person with, because you need all that data in order to come up with an idea of, okay, this guy, we'd like to hire him, but maybe we could hire him in, have him as a jailer or something like that. Because if he's not fit for the street only because of his mental state or something like that, then he really shouldn't be. I mean, come on. I mean, yeah, he was in combat. Let's give him a job, but let's take care of him as well as everybody else. Not just, hey, you were in the service and we understand. We want to thank you. Here's your job. Here's your badge. It can't be as simple as that, because you've got a great responsibility like they had, and going through what some have gone through in war and in the situations over there. We need to take care of them. And by taking care of them, we're also taking care of the public.
That's right. That's right. These guys really need a lot of that. Like, I really believe they need not just 2 days off. They might need 4 days off, and 2 of those, maybe, the policemen are going to paint something. The policemen are going to plant something, do something else other than, something so desensitizing. It's really.
That's a good point, Lady Plants a lot, because my background is teaching and coaching, and I don't know how I could make a full school year without having the holidays that we had off, because of the
The kids are tough.
stress. Kids are tough, but you know what? That I never thought about it like that with the police force.
Yeah, they need some time.
They need more.
They need to be
more time off.
They need to find, maybe they need to be doing arts and crafts. I mean, like, okay, so they took arts and, I mean, for real, they took arts and crafts out of the school. Now we have a bunch of girls that want to be Cardi B and Jennifer Lopez and Beyonce and all that, shaking their ass and dancing around on a stripper pole. I mean, it's because they don't have any type of fine arts, or like, you can't crochet, you can't sew, you can't. Well, the only thing you can do is open your legs and shake. I mean, it's, you have to be able to make yourself not so animalistic and humanized and culture yourself. I mean, that's the only thing that is going to do anything for us, where we're not acting in our lizard mind, in our animal mind.
I wonder if it would be possible for police and fire to do rotations. Like, let's say
that would be interesting.
Let's say you got 50 cops on rotation. Say you got 25 during the day, 25 at night. You get a rotation to the day and the night, and say take 5 of those and put them on on one of the battalions in the fire department, and then take the guys in the fire department and put them on rotation with in their place, maybe doing something that they would get off of that and kind of see the other part of the world instead of all bad things all the time. I'm just wondering if that would
do it. That would do it, and that still would get some of their hours, and then they wouldn't be, because I believe, well, I ain't gonna say I believe, but what I've seen is you shoot center body mass to stop the threat, and then you kind of wait for the EMS to get there, because that's not your job.
Right.
So
yeah, Shardy, that would be double training and more tax dollars, but how many more lives would it save, including the cop's life?
Yeah, they would, because here, like, there's 10, 12 cops here, and the police department, and 12. And so every month there's one police officer who is in the school. And so in that month, you wind up knowing all the kids, whose parents is the kids, what cars these kids come and go in.
Now that's a great thing. That is a great thing. Yeah.
So like, like my kids, they know they could go up to they go up to anybody's house that lives there, because I live around about 4 or 5 cops and 3 firefighters. And if there was something wrong before 911 got here, one of them would be here. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm more afraid of the firefighters, because they're more batshit crazy than the police. Um, especially when they're trying to help somebody, they're more batshit crazy than the police. So they gotta start putting the police in the communities where they're policing, so they know the kids that are coming up and they know the struggles of everybody. It's just they gotta start humanizing the people that they're policing, and that might
Right.
help. That might
Right.
really help.
Yeah, no, that's okay, Shardy. That's all right. It was just a thought. It doesn't have to be necessarily the police department. Like Lady was saying, they've got a rotation going into school now. We've got a police officer that has an office in our high school over here, and he's an actual cop on the police force. Now, I don't know if they do the rotation part of it, which wouldn't be a bad idea. Um, so he gets out on the street and gets his time in, and the other guys get their free moments and kind of days off, you might say. But there's got to be something if that job is that stressful, which I assume it is, because I know my brother was one. Then maybe there's programs out there that would be good. Yeah, it's going to take probably a lot of training, and probably would take at least 5 years for it to see if it's working or anything. And then, like Lady says, that would be, if they get some kind of a little bit of training on say a gunshot, being able to stop the bleeding for that 1 minute could save that person's life. And I'm saying that it doesn't matter how they got shot, who did it. The fact is that person could be saved just because the cop is there and he did a rotation or two and knows how to stop the bleeding, which I think they probably do, but maybe they don't do it right. I don't know, but there's got to be
Thank you.
ways to do that.
Thank you, Shirley Rodriguez. HPR News says, shake my damn head. I'm not sure about what you're shaking your head about, HPR Shorty. And welcome, guys. Thank you for being here.
My wife's
It just
headed out to the store. She doesn't have any pockets, so she put a sweater on, and it's 90 degrees out here.
A lot of women put their cell phone in their bras.
Hey,
Yeah,
Jason, do you
gotta
think you
have a
could go
lot
out
to
and try
put it in
and
there.
I'm sorry, excuse me, guys. Jason, do you think you could go out and come back in, see if I can hear you, please?
Yeah, he said he would.
I don't think that. Okay, I don't think there's a way for me to shuffle you guys around on my iPhone.
I don't know. On your PC you can, and it usually helps, but
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, I'm afraid if I try to shuffle you guys, that's all of you out.
now, I don't know if you guys have them in your locations, but we have fire police here.
Where they're both? They're running both?
No, these are volunteers. These guys, if they get called out to an accident, they do traffic control. So they might close off a whole city block for an accident. And if you don't follow the rules, if you go right by them, they get your tag number, they turn you in, and you get a ticket.
Oh, these cops, police, excuse me, these firemen here. Like I said, you don't want to try that with them.
Well, we got the rednecks up here that do that too. Everything up here is volunteer except for the cops. Now they're batshit crazy too. Some of them, but it stops from having to have so many police to do traffic control if they don't need to. Matter of fact, if there's no injuries here, you exchange everybody's information and you go on your way, as long as it doesn't need a record. And the cops don't even get involved in it. You turn it into your insurance companies, the insurance companies take care of it.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
I
you're still
can. Thank you,
echoing.
Jason. Yeah, you are echoing, but yes, I can hear you.
But
Was
yeah,
he
they have.
echoing before?
Yeah, he always echoes. It's that
I know.
space between his ears.
Oh, be nice.
That
was.
It's okay. I'm used to it.
Jason and I, we know
I
each
shell
other.
it out so I get it back.
uh, Jason's like a comfortable uh, couch to me, like a comfortable recliner. He's he's laid back, always around. Yeah, he's
He's
always a soft place to land on.
he's the one that's kind of comfortable, but you never can get rid of.
You're right.
Oh, no, come on.
Uh,
That's all good. We've known each other for a long time.
that seems to be a long time, doesn't it?
Yeah,
At
this
least a
YouTube
year or
stuff
two.
is interesting. I've been on YouTube for a few years, and it's just it's very interesting. It's very interesting how you do develop relationships and things like that. And it's just I
Well,
find it very interesting.
just just a word of advice: just be careful. Just don't give out a lot of information about yourself. Just and if you get someone saying nasty things to you, calling you this, saying you're this, or say, don't even acknowledge it, because the first time you acknowledge it, then they're really going to start attacking you, and then they'll start saying all kinds of crap. Don't
It
give
feeds
them.
the fire. Don't do
Yep,
what Lady
yep.
Plants a
Just
lot. Don't
don't.
do like I normally do, and fight back.
Yeah, just don't give them the gas for that fire. Just
Yeah,
you just say, hey, you're insignificant. Go away.
yeah, it does make it worse, I have to say. And for the most part, people know these things aren't true. So
Yeah, I mean, like me. I mean,
Where'd
I've
it
done nothing to
go?
nobody. I am on here like I am in person. And what was I? I was a cop. I was FBI. I was CIA. Nobody actually can confuse me saying I was Homeland Security though.
Like somebody said earlier in chat,
I
though, everybody loves the YouTube drama, so they try to trigger people to get them set off, so they get a whole panel of fighting. They love it.
Where'd she
Just
go?
don't get
Oh, there
triggered.
she is.
Yeah, I kicked myself off on accident.
Don't you hate when that happens?
Yeah, but I'm good. I okay. So like I'm very multifaceted, and that means that I'm in a lot of different sectors, and there's really nothing that anybody could say to me that really would get my panties in a bunch.
I
Oh,
gotta ask. I gotta ask.
Sure,
Please tell. Please tell me you're not in Discord.
I have Discord.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I have Discord. Of
why?
course I do.
Why, PD? Why?
Huh?
I don't know. I just got some
It
bad
depends where
experience with
you're
it.
at in there.
I
Well,
know,
that,
but
when
they got
when
a
I
bad
started
rep.
Discord, that's the way I learned how to trade Bitcoin and whatnot. So that was the very first trolling experience I ever had, and
Oh well, if you're in Discord,
so
you're doing that. You're okay here then.
yeah, I'm
You know
good.
the
The
ropes.
gamers and stuff, I'm fine. There's really nothing anybody could say to me that
Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't heard already.
if you don't know Uncontrollable, he's somebody that you might be interested in talking to. He's he knows a lot about the stock market. I don't know about bitcoins, but the stock market. He's very financially smart, and he loves Lady Plants a lot. He loves to help people.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I'll have to share his information with you.
I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you a little secret, lady, that I haven't told anybody.
I'm listening.
Do you see what I just done to you by asking you a certain question?
What question was that?
I got out of you in a matter of seconds that you're on Discord.
Oh yeah, but I'm not. I have different names, so like you would have to you would have to know who I am on Discord. So
No, but I'm just saying that's one of the things that a lot of people will do, and I know that you've been through that, but it's just like they can, it's just I don't know. I learned this from some of the best, and some of them are on Discord, and I don't agree with some of them. Some of them are real nice people. I mean, they really are, but I don't know. I just don't know if I trust everybody there.
No,
Yeah,
you can
Patriot
report
Defense.
anywhere, anywhere.
Yeah,
True,
I think
true.
it depends on, there's discords that are specifically for people that just trash, or not trash, but what's the word? They follow everyone on YouTube and want a cop watch auditing community. So when you have those types of discords that that are just designed to be the watchdog for the community, then that's when some of the problems
Very
start.
weak separate thing.
They'll do their best to
Yeah,
find your address, and if you got any records, and they'll put it out there public. So just careful what
yeah.
info you give out there.
Lady Plants a lot. Can you see the chat?
I try not to look at the chat because I tend to say some really wacky things. So I don't
Oh,
watch.
chat's
I
good
don't read
here.
the chat.
Chat's really good here.
Yeah,
She just
uncontrollable. I was just going to get you to see his name, and but you know what? I don't know if he's doing any more panels after a certain person took advantage of him and was real negative on his panel. He's just he doesn't like all that controversy and people yelling and all that negativity. So,
Yeah,
but
I
anyway,
understand that.
I always like to pay it forward with some of the really good people. My circle gets smaller. Well, sometimes I think it's bigger, and in the moment I think it's a little bit bigger. Then there might be a few people at a time that I decide not to follow anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that my uh, I'm getting tired, guys. I'm gonna have to
sure.
shut down here in a few minutes. Uh, I think I'm getting better with, people say, well, just click out. If you don't like me, don't, unsub me. And that's true. And I'm finally learning that after almost 1 year to stay away from some of that negativity and that
Mm-hmm.
drama. It's okay for a little while for entertainment purposes, but when it starts wearing on you emotionally, mentally, and stuff like that, that's just when it's time to knock it out of my life. So I'm getting a little bit better about that. So is making my circle of friends smaller.
Yeah, everybody likes a little bit of Jerry Springer, but you can't keep that level of energy all the time. No, so
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
See,
Well,
see, Jason, I got 2 hits.
all
Sorry, I'm sorry,
right.
Pete. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. I was just going to bid you guys a great evening on this Friday. Thank you so much for joining me, PD and Jason and Lady Plant Slot, everybody in the chat, Bouncer Slab and Roll Nature, Thomas Robinson. Thank you, Ricky G. I appreciate you guys. Bayou Bandit, Lucinator 69, Shorty, Sousa Home, Morbid Angel, Audit Everywhere, and I think Tony Tyrant Hunter. I'm not sure if you guys are still with us. Shirley Rodriguez. Thank you guys. Man, y'all just made my day, and I appreciate each and every one of you. And I hope y'all have a great weekend.
Yep. Everybody have a good
Me
weekend.
Hey,
too.
and
Thanks for having me on.
you're welcome, Lady Plants a lot. You're wonderful. I love to see you more often, and I appreciate you following me while I was in Atlanta. I greatly appreciate
That was
everyone's
awesome.
support. Yeah.
That was awesome. I was
Check
very,
camera
very
3.
taken by your chat room and how supportive they were and how worried they were about you. And I was thinking, this lady is crazy. They're doing what get out of there. Oh my God. Oh
you,
boy. So
when people were running one way and then it would die down and I'd immediately go back and
hmm
but that's just I enjoy that atmosphere. I enjoy the adrenaline aspect of it, but most importantly, not just the adrenaline, just to report some things like that there wasn't a lot of live streams going on, so it was my pleasure to be there on the front lines and showing everyone what was going on in Atlanta. It was absolutely my pleasure, and I was very humbled by that experience. And I greatly
Yeah,
appreciate everyone's
it was
support.
absolutely great. It was great, and excuse me, like when I think they were doing your chat was doing like a countdown for curfew or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, wow, these people are really like they're right there with her. I think you had like two dogs or
Got
somebody.
on the phone in the
Somebody was
background
like
too.
sending an Uber for you or whatever, and I'm like,
Oh
oh my god,
yeah.
these people are really special. And then when you in the you said hi to police officer and you were on your way to the hotel, I was like, oh look, she's a little fiery something. Okay.
She is.
I said, what? You little fiery. I gotta make sure I subscribe. And like
I
I
tell
said,
you
I'm
what,
so happy I got a hold of you.
I am too, Lady Plants a lot. I just that's what
Please
I
keep
want
coming
to
back.
do. I want to inspire people, and I wanted to bring that footage to everyone. And those are you guys are my people. You know, my people, my peeps on my channel. And man, I tell you what, um, each and every one of you guys kept me going each and every day. I mean, even being arrested, somebody Alex Sancho asked me earlier how I felt about going back out that night, that next night or the
Mm-hmm.
night after, and I was all for. Even after being arrested, I was wanting to get back out there and document. Now the hot dog boy, he didn't make it so
Yeah.
exciting to go back out, thinking I'm going to see
Yeah,
him
I saw
again.
that.
Yeah,
That
but
made me very nervous. I was like, oh boy.
yeah, but I'm going to be prepared next time for people like him, and not prepared in a way that's going to send me to jail. Be
We're gonna do and bring hot dogs. You gonna bring hot
yeah,
dogs for them?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe I'll bring the bonds, PD.
They are. If you're gonna bring the hot dog, give them the kosher ones. That won't
Yeah,
piss them off as much.
yeah, yeah. I'll be a little bit more prepared, but man, you guys are so awesome, and it warmed my heart just knowing that all of you were there for me, and but much love, you guys. Love and hugs from Georgia. And
Thanks,
hey,
Peachy.
you guys go raid, do a peachy raid on Jeff. Is it Jeff is here live? Patriot Defense? Is it or North Carolina Tower Hunter that he does his live streams?
Jeff is here live.
Jeff is
He's
here.
live.
Jeff
Yeah, he's live right now.
is it? Yeah. I don't know. Lady Plants a lot.
What's his name? Who is it?
Jeff is
It's.
live now. I think it is.
I think it's Jeff is it Jeff is here
Let's
live?
see. I got him
Jeff
up
is here
here.
live. I'll put the link in the chat for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, please, thank you, because I'll go over. Because
Yeah.
I'm telling you, cops. You know what, cops? Because cops, when you get auditors, that's better than cops. I didn't know there was auditors. I'm like, it's like this is like finding sugar for the first time. This is way better than cops. Auditors.
Well, I tell you what. Once you start watching a lot of the videos in the community, it's quite addicting. It's very educational and eye opening. But did he put the link in the chat?
Just dropped it in there right now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's Jeff is it Jeff is here live, Jason?
Yes.
Yeah, Jeff is here live. That's it. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm signing out. I appreciate you guys. Thanks, Jason.
Thanks, Peachy.